Okay, welcome back to 2S, the Horror Quarters podcast. Welcome me back, Vito and Spawn. What's up?
Okay, all right. We're ready. We're ready to get it.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Pray for us.
Pray. All right, here we go. Jumping right in. We're going to do the Predator franchise.
Yes.
And I'm going to throw it to
all-time
you guys.
favorites.
You guys are going to get it cracking here. And let's start with Predator, 1987, directed by John McTiernan, who directed Die Hard and,
Yes.
of course, Die Hard 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just nothing but heat.
Okay.
So this one's like the biggest layup. It's in my all-time top 10 movies of all time. It's just 100% 80s masculinity, just 100% 80s just war movies. This is everything that I wanted. It's one of the greatest movie villains, movie monsters of all times. The what are they? The proper way to call it now? The Yautja, the Predator.
Yes.
I mean, 1987, when I saw this movie, I saw the trailer. I didn't know what to think. The only thing that captivated me about the Predator was, one, Arnold, and then two, you guys know I'm a giant WWF fan. So Jesse the Body Ventura was in it, and those were the two main things that I was hyped up to see going into Predator. I had no clue what the monster looked like. I saw all the war stuff, so I was actually floored at how much I liked the whole crew. It wasn't just Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It felt like it was like a ensemble. Yes. So Bill Duke, you know what I mean? Jesse Ventura, the guy that plays
Sonny.
What's his name?
Who was in Poltergeist, too, by the way.
Oh,
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was digging the pool up, and he was checking out the older daughter.
Okay.
Ah.
So Billy from 48 Hours. You had Carl Weathers. You know what I'm saying?
Favorite.
And so the thing with this dialogue that Shane Black, was it Shane Black that wrote it, the script? Or
Correct.
No, it wasn't. It was it was two other screenwriters. The name escapes me right
I
now.
thought Shane Black wrote it though.
No, he didn't. But I wonder if he had something to do with the little quips. But no, he didn't. He wasn't the screenwriters.
You are
Really?
correct. You're correct.
Uh-huh.
It was written by Jim Thomas and John Thomas.
That's right.
Having said that,
Mm-hmm.
Shane Black jumped in for some of the jokes and written some of that to make it,
Yeah, the dialogue pop, which
Yes.
it did. You know what I mean? Like, this movie is one of the most quotable movies of all times. Not just Arnold's line, "Get to the chopper," and "You son of a bitch," and "Kill me, what are you waiting for?" Like, it's more than that. You got Carl Weathers, "Some son of a bitch thought you guys were the best," and Jesse Ventura, "I ain't got time to bleed," and strap this year's sour ass. You know what I mean? Like, and Pancho, by the way, reminds me of Santana.
Oh,
he reminds me,
yes.
of Santana.
Shout out Pancho, Richard Chavez.
Geez, you got a big pussy. Geez, you got a big pussy. Like, just so many quotables. The thing that blew my mind and watching it now, it's the ultimate remote dropper. You know what I mean? And the thing is, when you watch it, it feels like a canon movie. The first part is like just an Arnold Schwarzenegger canon movie.
Oh, the Chuck Norris ones where it's like all action.
Yes, all action.
Yes.
Balls out. The first part of the movie, and then like all of a sudden it gets interrupted with this alien, and then it just goes off the rails from there. And Arnold looks vulnerable. Carl Weathers looks vulnerable. Bill Duke, Mac looks vulnerable, and like these guys that are just hardcore killers are fucking shaking in their fucking boots when the biggest guy of their crew, Blaine, gets blown to smithereens.
Yep.
The funny guy, I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. It's just an all-time movie. This movie will last forever. When we're dead and gone, Predator 187 will be the indelible foundation that this franchise is built on.
It might be the ultimate 80s
Oh, it is.
flick. Because you think about it,
Yep.
These dudes were like larger than life, like WWF wrestlers in the 80s.
Yes.
They were just, dude, they were fucking massive.
Right.
They were giants among men. Carl Weathers, fucking massive.
Yep.
Schwarzenegger, say no more.
Yep.
Jesse the Body Ventura, dude, that's Blaine.
Yep. He
Hard
was
as
awesome.
dude,
Yep.
he had a fucking railgun.
And that's when, and no one was doing that.
Dude, that was
no
the
one had the
first.
minigun. No one had the minigun.
No.
He was the first one. Other people have done it since. He did it best with that minigun.
That minigun fucked everything up. And
I always wish that they had action figures of those.
Right?
Yeah.
That would have been fucking dope. And you know what? Bill Duke killed it as Mac.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't get more 80s like you said. Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's not. To me, it's Arnold's best movie. I know a lot of people say Terminator. I go Arnold. I go Predator, Conan the Barbarian, then maybe Terminator 2. But as of the 80s, I go The Predator. I'm sorry, Predator, Conan the Barbarian, and then Terminator. And as my top 3 of Arnold movies in the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do Terminator and Predator, and a close second, Conan.
Yeah, Conan's my number 2.
I love Conan. Yeah. You know, we're gonna put an asterisk next to Conan because it could be top 3 for me as well too. Because you can't go wrong with either of those 3 fucking movies.
Yeah. So Predator, they're like, I could watch that any time of the day. And I've done it a million times on, HBO, Showtime, back, 80s, 90s.
Whenever
that's
it's on,
I'm dropping the remote. I'm watching wherever it is in the movie. I'm watching this. My wife's favorite franchise is Predator and Aliens. Both of them. She likes both of those. But I mean, Predator doesn't get better.
As soon as you hear the song too, the motif is like hypnotizing. It's like I'm just gonna sit down and I'm just gonna fucking watch.
Yeah.
One of the very first digital effects was Arnold lighting that cigar. They could not.
Really?
They could not light it. There's an incredible documentary on one of the Predator DVDs that I have, and McTiernan, and they got footage from the shoots.
Yeah.
They show the original suit now.
Oh yeah, the Jean-Claude Van Damme
was in it.
Correct.
grasshopper suit.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah,
And,
I think it's awful.
And McTiernan says he calls the studio. He's telling the story. He calls the studio and says, "You really don't want to go with this, do you?" And then that's when they got the call out to Stan Winston, correct? And they did their thing. But continue, man.
Yeah, no, Jean-Claude, it would have not have worked. They needed something. They needed something to make Arnold vulnerable, which is an impossibility in the 1980s. Raw Deal, Commando.
Running Man.
Well, not Running Man yet because that came out after. But he was just so huge. So in order to make him the underdog, you had to go big.
Do you guys think that if they would have went with that suit and everything else the same,
it would have
been a flop.
It would have sucked.
It would have been one of those ones like, oh yeah.
Dude, look at the design. Okay, so I was watching the other night, and fucking even the armor had an H.R. Geiger-esque appeal to it. The original suit. I'm not talking about anything else afterwards.
No, 100%.
But something about like the cannon, the way it went, it looked like H.R. Geiger. It looked. Even as a kid, I thought, I wonder if that was in the same universe as Alien because it's just
Predator 2.
Pre-Predator 2, just because again, just the armor reminded me of Aliens and Alien, just the aesthetic of it. And then when you saw the Predator itself too, his mouth, even though it has tusk, as a kid I was reminded of a face hugger because the way it opens up and closes,
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
I was say it's just even the body horror in there, like when Carl Weathers lost his arm.
Yes.
Oh my god, that freaked me out as a kid. That freaked me out as much as a chest burster.
I saw it in the theater. Did you see it in the theater?
No, I saw it at my aunt's house on VHS. But and just when you see the arm still with the death nerves as it falls, letting off the shots, and you hear him screaming like in pain, like, dude, Apollo got fucked up.
Yeah.
But you know what was dope though? Because men in the 80s were fucking hardcore. After he built himself up, pulled out the other fucking
M16. He had it still in the hand. So
no,
he had both joints in the hand.
That's right. And he fucking still went for it, like, fuck it.
Yeah, because I love that scene with Bill Duke and Carl Weathers. He's like,
oh, that was dope.
By those trees, I see you.
Yeah.
And just like you, the part where he's just like, we had some fun today.
Yeah.
We gonna have some fun today.
There was a bond there between Mac and
Jesse Ventura,
Blaine.
Yeah.
That is reminiscent of Vasquez and Drake had that same bond in Aliens. I felt
that friendship.
Yes, the friendship that you just felt. They didn't need to tell you much. You
Nowadays they would have a flashback and you see Blaine and them young and blah blah blah.
Their camaraderie on screen. Yeah. Nothing more needed to be said. Just a few short scenes.
It gives me goosebumps. Predators. You guys met my dad today. And it's whether Predator was crap or not. Mm-hmm. The nostalgia for watching that with my dad when I was a kid.
Me and my stepdad.
I'm biased on that.
Yeah, me too.
Great point on the vulnerability. Now you got all these badass dudes, and yet this thing that you can't see makes you kind of worry about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Every one of them, he's picking them off one by one. Billy was just dope with the, he's like, that's bullshit, Billy. You don't feel no man.
Yeah.
This ain't no man.
This ain't no man. You know what I mean?
But here's what's dope too about that, dude. These guys fought through it. Fuck it. They're like, you know what? I'm scared, but I'm fucking hold my fucking ground.
Yeah, but so you see what they can do. You saw how against humans and other armies, it was just like they just obliterated the Colombian drug lords or whatever. And and then one by one, this thing is just taking it apart one after another after another. And when Blaine got it, I was surprised because Jesse was real hot. I don't know, you guys aren't wrestling fans, but Jesse was on every show in the WWF. Every Saturday he's on there. Every pay-per-view, he was the lead heel commentator, and he was on every Saturday night's main event. So Jesse was there every time. So he had the bigger name. It was like Schwarzenegger, Carl Weather, and then Ventura. Yeah. Ventura was bigger than Bill Duke. Bill Duke was in a lot of movies. He was in Commando. But Ventura was on TV every week. So when he got it, I knew no one was safe. Even Arnold, I didn't know what to expect. And even a part of me at 11 years old thought
he could lose.
Get it. Yeah.
Stan Winston told this story. You guys probably have heard it, but I saw him in an interview. He said he was riding on a plane next to James Cameron. Mm-hmm. And James Cameron said, I always wanted to see a creature with, what would you call those things that the Predator had?
I call them the tusks. They're basically kind of like, what you see in a rhinoceros or those beetles where it just, they're not like teeth, but they're basically used for defense, like a weapon of defense, as they can defend themselves. Right.
Stan Winston goes, okay. And he just jots it down. And, see, this stuff is nostalgia. I get goosebumps for all this shit, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Predator, to me, is, to take your words, a perfect movie.
No, 100%.
It is. It's flawless.
You know what I mean?
I can't even think of one thing that I would do differently. Everything is just serendipitous, and it just flows together so perfect. It's not too long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. The girl's not annoying. There's no characters I don't like. Every character I did not want to see go.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? I didn't want no one to go. Pancho was cool. You know what I'm saying? The guy with the jokes reading the Sergeant Rock comic. You know what I mean? Like everybody.
That was Shane Black.
Yep. Shane Black. Yeah.
So Elpidia Carrillo played Anna, and she makes her rounds at some of the conventions.
She was the mom in Blue Beetle.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's her.
I did not catch that.
From what I read.
Wow. Okay, nice.
She not the grandma, but the mother.
I did not catch that.
On my senior trip 100 years ago, we went to Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, nice.
And that was, when we got there, one of the tour guides says, this is where they filmed a lot of Predator.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
I guess we're doing a guy's trip out there soon, Mike?
Yes, indeed.
You know, it's funny because this would probably be the only franchise that me and Vito might argue and disagree on like one or two things of it. But for the most part, this whole franchise, the thing that I love about the Predator franchise is that the Predator 1987 is that solid foundation, and they've built upon that. They built upon it, and everything is different. Every one of them's different, and they'll do it like a callback here and there, but everything is different. They don't go right back to the jungle.
No,
if it is a jungle, which we'll touch on later, everything is different. And that's what I love about this franchise.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say they were smart about it. How every sequel adds a little bit more to the mythology of the creature without contradicting anything that came before. Either is expanding or reinforcing.
We'll talk about that.
Here we go. Here we go, folks.
Shout out Kevin Peter Hall, who of course played the Predator.
Yes, and he was amazing.
And he played Harry and the Hendersons. And
love Harry and the Hendersons.
Was he the first Xenomorph? No.
That was a different guy. But I always thought I used to think they were the same guy too.
Okay.
No, that was, I believe. Not to get off track here.
No, go ahead.
That was an actor they got from Africa. He had very tall, slim built. Because again, not too many people can fit in the suit.
Yeah, he's like Nigerian or something like that. Right?
Yeah, okay. But that's for another topic for another time, folks.
So
be on the look for it.
Moving on here, if you guys are done,
no, I actually wanted to touch on a few other things real quick. So it is a perfect movie. Look at the way it's edited. Look at every shot. It felt like to me, McTiernan made sure every shot counted. Yes.
Absolutely meticulous.
There's no fat on this. And I've seen some of the deleted scenes. They're like pacing gone. Yeah. Like anything that slowed the movie up, fucking gone.
Yeah.
The right angles, right shots.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think Bill Duke is low key
MVP of that movie to me.
He might be because of his acting. Because he brought. So everybody else is on the macho stuff, right?
Yeah.
Bill Duke had heart. Yep. He was sad.
Yes.
He was serious. He was
intent.
Yep. He wore his heart on his shoulders.
Yep.
And he was like, he showed the remorse.
He showed the sadness. He was a great soldier.
He was my friend.
He was.
And you know what? You feel that.
He pauses. He was my friend. You know what I mean? I got chills right now.
Yeah. He says he was my friend. Yeah. And he's drinking that flask at night.
And then he's telling the story of me and you, two badass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and to me, I always thought they spent time in Vietnam together. That's where the brotherhood came from, because that's what they were. From the weapons to the fatigue, they were a search and rescue team for POWs, and they never escaped the war. Because even Dutch told Carl Weathers' character when he goes, I don't know how much I missed this. He goes, you never were that smart. Meaning that Dutch does what he does to save his own. But he can never escape the nightmare that he he's always been a part of since the late 60s.
I think Arnold had some vulnerability in that one too.
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I mean, like it's just
little small touches.
Yeah, like Arnold is not Robert De Niro or Pacino in terms of acting, but he does little, like you said, little small things, little tangible things that make him like just like the look in his eye. You know what I mean? Like the whole when he goes talk to Billy, and Billy's looking out there, and he's talking to him and everything, and that little. He takes them two, and it's just like
he takes his crew seriously. Like he knows
he loves his squad.
Yes, he does. Those are his boys, and he knows everyone there is the best at what they fucking do.
That's why he was so pissed at Carl Weathers, bro.
Yeah. Yes, because he put his men in danger.
Yes.
What was that scene you mentioned right now where he says, "I'm trying to forget"? That's when he pats Poncho as he's walking by.
Yeah.
That to me, that small little scene there showed. A small sample of how he cared about his crew.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's still he's still down to earth with him talking to him, but he's still watching everywhere. The camaraderie in that film.
Tell you got to do Poncho next. I got to be your next at your next. You remind me so much of Poncho every time I see him. Like,
he makes his rounds too. You guys good? Let's move on to
let's go Predator 2.
Predator 2, 1990, directed by Stephen Hopkins, and I got to admit, I watched it 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing it in its entirety growing up.
Really?
Oh.
I remember seeing pieces of it.
Okay.
I remember him being on the ship at the end. I remember my boy Busey getting chopped in half.
Yes.
Remember things like that, but I didn't really pay attention. Yeah. That was in my teens and stuff. And, I remember Die Hard had came out a couple years before that.
Die Hard 2?
1. 88?
88.
Yeah, okay. Die Hard 2 came out the same year as Predator 2, and that's why they kind of remind me of it.
And the same year as RoboCop 2. That's the ultimate trilogy for 1990.
Okay, now check this out. And these aren't knocks on the movie. I'm just saying these are things that I noticed, okay? Predator 2, 1990 is 1 year after Lethal Weapon 2 and 3 years after the first Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
I had a problem differentiating Mike Harrigan from Roger Murtaugh, especially Murtaugh's captain is from Lethal Weapon is actually on his team in Predator 2.
Yes.
And also you had Gary Busey, who was, of course, Joshua from the first Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
But having said that, I looked the other way on that. You know what I mean? I thought it was a solid follow-up.
Okay.
It doesn't compare to me, but I thought it was solid. I wasn't feeling the mask. It reminded me somewhat of a duck. It was kind of like a long
I can see that. Like the fucking Anaheim Ducks.
Yes, something like that. Shout out Howard the Duck, too. Shout out
Howard the Duck.
Dude, leave that man alone. Howard's the fucking greatest.
So I wasn't feeling kind of the close-ups of the Predator reacting to things. It kind of funnied it up a little bit for me. But those are small things. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the it was almost like a three-way of people fighting each other, right? You had the Jamaicans.
Right.
Yep.
The Colombians.
The Colombians.
Right. Cops.
The LAPD.
Ruben Blades. He was fucking great in it.
I will
he was
say,
fucking
Daddy
dope in
yeah,
that.
Blade. Yeah.
Ruben Blades.
Ruben Blades. Yeah, he was dope in it.
He was dope in a lot of things that just doesn't show up anymore.
Yeah, your girl from Running Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then what's her name? What's his name? He got killed by the alien.
Bill Paxton. The man.
Yeah,
Bill
he
Paxton.
got killed by the Terminator alien. And
He got killed by you said the alien?
Yeah.
Yep.
Xenomorph, the Yautja, and then the T1.
The T-800.
Oh, yeah, that's
in 1984.
Yeah. He kind of reminded me of his character in Aliens.
A little bit.
He felt like more like the character from True Lies. More than the aliens.
That's true.
Are you sure he wasn't Hudson's great-grandfather?
Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been. And Glover is always my boy. Shout out Danny Glover there. Yep, right when
Riggs!
Yep, right. You asshole. Which he said a few times in Predator 2. Predator 2 was cool. It had some good moments. I love the lighting, especially within the buildings. It was very Aliens-esque. If you remember, Glover had to take over the headphones from the other dude as they were watching.
Yes.
And that was probably an ode to Aliens.
Right.
But I didn't have a problem.
You're talking about the butcher shop.
In the butcher shop, because dude froze up.
The meat plant.
Yeah.
And I picked up on that too when I watched it today. It's like, oh, that was fucking kind of. If that was intentional, that was a cool little slide in.
I love it.
But my guy from
my bodyguard.
My bodyguard.
Yes.
He was in it. Yeah, and then of course your boy Morton Downey Jr. played.
Yes,
Tony
he was dope.
He was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he was great.
So I didn't have a
Morton
problem.
Downey Jr. was really good in that.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem. What say you guys on Predator 2?
Okay, so
but let me ask you this though, real quick. I know you said you didn't like as much as the first one. What was it about that's you felt like it kind of just came up short?
Probably the whole get off my lawn kind of thing. You know, I don't want to. Well, it's not like the first one, but I'm trying to differentiate that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd love the jungle setting. And by the way, the beginning of Predator 2 was dope. If you remember, it went over the trees, making you think, and then it pans up.
Yeah.
I felt with the first Predator, the simplicity there of one jungle, a small team.
Makes sense.
Going, you know, and I love the simplicity of things, like the first Friday, you know, three houses, and not to get off tangent here, but when you get to Predator 2, there's a lot going on. Like I mentioned, you know, the 4 different things going on. I understand you got to change things up, but I didn't hate it. I wouldn't call it a remote dropper quite yet. Maybe halfway a remote dropper, you know, but yeah, I didn't hate it. I just, you know, like I said, I'm going to be biased from the first one.
Of course, and that goes without question.
I don't know.
All right, so I love Predator 2. Predator 2, dude, is a remote dropper to me. It was the only one we had for like 12 years?
Yep.
No, 14 years.
Really?
So, yeah, because it came out in 1990, and then Alien vs. Predator.
14 years later.
14 years later.
August
so
2024.
I used to watch the shit out of both of them
2004.
back to back to back, and then I would read the comics Batman vs. Alien. It set off a whole bit of mythology. They upped the weapons. The kill count was iller.
Yep.
Right. You see, he had like that little the net that would just rip through people.
Yep.
The weaponry was sicker. So the technology was doper. And then, like you said, there's a lot of going on, but then it whittles down.
Yes.
So like at first it starts off where it's the cops versus the Colombians that were beefing with the Jamaicans, and then it starts to whittle down, and then the Colombians get taken out. Then the Jamaicans start getting the King Willie. He goes, he cannot kill what cannot be killed, and he's doing the bones, and he gets killed. He gets murked out.
I love that scene, by the way.
Me too, especially when the Predator drops in the water and the water just
and he rips up the sword, and then you hear the scream, and he's fucking, and then it cuts real quick, and you see like the mouth opening, so you're thinking he's screaming, and it's not. He's just, you hear the echoes of his scream after he's walking after he killed him.
Ill. Yo, Predator 2, I think is the most underestimated sequel in like sequel history, and let me tell you, my biggest problem for years, Vito, was the fact it was Danny Glover.
Oh, I love that it was Danny though.
No. It took me until like maybe 95, 96
really
to really say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Because Arnold was so larger than life.
Yes.
And so, but then I got older and I realized, okay, they were going for the everyman.
Well, kind of
with Danny Glover.
Let me ask you. So, is that perfect analogy would be this? Going from Hulk Hogan in 1980 to Lex Luger in 1990.
No. It would be going from Hulk Hogan to Bret Hart. Because Bret Hart was the working man's champion.
Okay, fair enough.
He had
fair
to
enough.
Really work to beat the villains.
Yes.
While Hulk Hogan would just,
they were just giants.
Right.
And if I can jump in now,
good.
fucking, dude, I love the gonzo action of this. This thing was over the fucking top.
It was a canon movie, but that got interrupted just like the original.
I could see that. Yeah. I could see that, but you know what?
Like a Charles Bronson Bananas cop movie.
Here's the thing, though. I can see that to a degree, but I can't fully co-sign that only because canon would have just been so off kilter. Where I don't think this is off kilter. This is straight gonzo, like just the over the top action, but shot well. And the movie felt bigger. And I know Mike brought up how the simplicity of the first one, where this one, okay, it made sense for a sequel. You go fucking bigger.
You have to.
I mean, dude, he's in L.A.
Right, which was
it is so much bigger than the fucking jungle. You have people in the crowds. Right. All this shit's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's chasing and what have you. And then, dude, the violence. Dude, this is like peak
90s, early 90s violence.
I would say peak 80s violence because remember, it goes from after 1990, it goes into the 90s, right? Everything got soft in 90. I wouldn't say it got soft in 91, but I felt a little bit more sanitized. Or RoboCop 2, Die Hard 2, and Predator 2, I felt like
were the last of the 80s movies.
Yes, this was like it wasn't as blood. Again, they toned down the blood, but the violence was so much more. Like, I mean, the opening scene, you have like obscene gestures where they're grabbing their dick, telling the cops to suck their dick while they're snorting coke.
All coked out.
Dude, I was like, yes, I fucking love this. coked out dudes
Naked
grabbing
chick.
their Johnsons, telling the cops to suck their dick.
Yeah.
Doesn't get no better than that.
Naked chick there.
Yeah, naked chick.
Dude.
That was later on when they killed
Dude,
the Jamaicans come to kill the drug lord.
Yes,
Yeah,
well, dude, she's totally fucking him like an animal. And here's what's crazy about it: full front end nudity,
right,
from both male and female.
The only Predator movie with any nudity.
And it was great. And again, I don't look for that, but it's like, what I look for is like, how much are they pushing this movie? And this movie was so hard. And I agree with you in the fact that this movie was highly underrated. And I don't know why, because
it gets a lot of flack. A lot of people hate it. I like the dialogue. I think Danny Glover's funny in it.
he's fucking dope in it.
His squad is great. He has a great squad.
Dude, here's the thing. Here's crazy. So the comic book from Dark Horse came out a year before the movie. They took some things from the comic book. So there was the subway scene was actually done in the comic book. I read that on IMDb, and if it's wrong, I apologize for that, folks. But I was like, oh shit! So I want to go back and get some of those comics just to kind of check that out. But yeah, we do know Dark Horse had the license already for that.
I remember that.
And I think they had like at least 2 series was already out before the movie came out. And I think while they were making the movie, like, I like that. Let's do the subway scene here. The set pieces were fucking amazing.
Yeah, super dope.
You talked about the opening scene. Let's talk about the fucking subway, dude, where everything's fucking blinking. And you see him just coming closer and closer. And then he starts fucking everybody up in a subway.
Because they all have guns. So he doesn't know who the patrons are.
He sees everybody.
Who the thugs are.
He just sees everybody as this open season. That's how big the movie is. The movie. So original Predator, you're right, small and intimate.
Right.
Dude, he's fucking people up with no discretion on a subway.
But then, what's her name's pregnant.
Yes, I liked how you wouldn't.
And then he saw that, and then he threw her down.
From who though?
We don't know.
No, it was a cop. It was a female cop.
No. But he's saying who was the dad? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, who's the dad of the?
Oh, we don't.
I don't know. I don't know because Danny Glover looked kind of weird when he said, "Oh, she's pregnant."
He damn sure did.
Oh, damn.
He might have been.
Yeah.
Well, he might have had old girl.
He gave her the rigs.
But
he was like, "Here's my lethal weapon."
But you know what was cool though? When we talked about adding to the mythology without contradicting anything, they came forward.
Oh no!
This showed they won't kill anything.
Right.
Like real game hunters
yes.
will not kill anything that's I'm assuming won't kill anything that's pregnant, because that's what it's based off, real game hunters, right? So he saw that she was pregnant. But Bill Paxton's character, dude, okay, let's dance, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wait, he knew who was gonna die and still wasn't backing down. You can see the fear in his eyes, but he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going out."
That was almost
Lone Ranger.
That was
Lone
almost
Ranger.
a character arc for him, because first he's kind of like a tool. Like when you first meet the guy,
Right, you think he is, but
you think
he shows that he is the Lone Ranger.
Correct.
Yes,
And that's what I loved about it, bro.
Yes,
because
it's
at
great.
first you're like, this guy's a dick.
She grabbed him by his
he always
balls,
plays a
remember?
dick. Yeah. He always plays a dick.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This one, he proved that he was the Lone Ranger.
Yep.
He went out guns blazing. That last scene, Danny Glover's the only one to go. Later on they will, but he went toe to toe with the Predator with his own weapon.
And he was like, when they all came out,
He was like,
from
"Who's
their
next?"
cloaks, yeah, who's next? Like, fuck it.
Yeah,
that was,
You know
and
what
to
I
me,
mean?
I was like, he's fucking down. He's like, fuck it. Who wants him? And here's the thing, that was a good battle. You know what was dope too was that a little bit of an ASMR moment when you see the Predator trying to heal himself. So I like how he broke out his med kit.
Yes.
He took material from the bathroom, crumbled up the tile to make it to a jelly to
so dope.
That's what that was.
to
the
heal
jelly.
the burn,
Okay.
right? And then he had some other things that he was gonna do, and then he felt like he was interrupted. And you see Danny Glover in the window trying to slide down. It was hilarious. And then you see Predator like, fuck me. So he comes out from the bathroom with
all frustrated.
Yeah, which was dope because it shows.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it shows they got personality. They're not mindless. They're not drones.
Right.
I mean, we can't understand what they're saying, but they have human-like emotions because he got frustrated. Like you said, he came out the bathroom and like, fuck me.
Oh, so
he
when
was
he
trying-
saw Glover, then that's when he was frustrated.
Right. Yes, because that's how he started running back to the ship. Like he was like, fuck, like I can't kill this one fucking dude. He's fucking it up for me.
So like we're gonna touch on humor in these movies later on. And the part with the old lady, and she's like, whatever the husband.
That was
is.
dope.
And then you know what I'm saying, and he's in the bathroom and stuff like that. So that part worked
I think
because
there's
the whole
someone's in
movie's
there.
serious. The whole movie's serious, and when you have a little drop of comedy, it's okay, and it worked.
That didn't bother me.
Yeah. What I was saying, I didn't like Danny Glover as the main guy, is because I watched it, rented it, didn't see it in the theater. I rented it. And then I was like, it's not Arnold. And then when I owned them, I bought both of them back to back because, VHSs in the mid-1990s were...
Shout out to Best Buy.
Were a little cheaper.
Yes,
so
sir.
I bought both of them at the same time. And then that's when I fell in love with it. You got the alien skull.
And the
that
T-Rex?
started...
Was that a T-Rex in there too?
A T-Rex was there.
It looked like a mutated T-Rex.
It sure did. It looked
And then
different.
he gave him the famous gun, which is now they keep recycling. But
Which is dope, but we'll get into
it
that.
was
We'll get to that.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the gun, from the guy from Prey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And but yeah, no, I think Predator 2 super underrated as a sequel and just as a one of the top action movies of the 90s. I think it's very underrated. But I could throw it on right after, and I have many times.
Let me jump in there.
Go ahead.
This is some of the things some of the hurdles it went up against. So it came out in November of 1990.
Right.
So you had Dances with Wolves,
Home Alone,
Three Men and a Little Lady, and like you said, the biggest movie of the fucking year, Home Alone.
Home Alone gang.
So it only hit top
rotation.
4 when it first came out. It only was able to do top 4. Yeah. Right, because you already had heavy competition. Now Kevin Costner, we talked about him, big movie star, huge name. Dances with Wolves, I believe, was a
monster smash.
Right, and then I've
never seen it though to this day.
And then you had Three Men and a Little Lady, which was a follow up to Three Men and a Baby. People were waiting for that one, and then dude, it got decimated by Home Alone. And Home Alone was fucking awesome.
Which was a sleeper hit. Yeah,
it was. You know what? I think Predator, and again, we know how things work in Hollywood, and it wasn't to his detriment, but. Had it been made a little bit sooner, it probably should have been scheduled for the
August.
I would say even May.
Really?
I would say it would have been a great way to kick off.
It feels like an August movie to me, like August, September.
I felt like it was a May movie.
Yeah,
like it would have been a great way to kick off. To me, anyway. Like I said, to me, it felt like a May movie. But again, to you,
I think were they trying to keep it away from Total Recall because Total Recall came out like was it August of 90 or was it? July
it? Oh, I was thinking, wasn't it 89?
July of 90? No, Total Recall is 90.
Oh, then you might be right on that.
Maybe they were trying to keep it away from Arnold.
You know, you may be right. But he was crazy, though. When I was watching, so on the Blu-ray, you could see all the trailers, right? The original trailer said Christmas 1990, and then I guess for whatever reason, they bumped it up. So I don't know why they bumped it up. I don't know if it was... Who knows why they bumped it up. I don't know if because Home Alone was getting great not getting great reviews, but I wonder if it was just a buzz. Was it a buzz saying, "Hey, we got this movie coming up in Christmas," that they bumped it up from Christmas to November? But for whatever reason, it had, dude. No matter what came out, it was not going to succeed against those 3 movies, especially Home Alone.
June 1, 1990 was Total Recall.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
AVP, right?
Yeah,
is that
AVP,
the next one?
That's the next one.
Okay, so moving on to Alien vs. Predator. That came out in 2004, directed by Paul Anderson. So that one there, I'm sure you guys do this too. I identify movies based on where I was at the time, you know.
Me too.
Looking at that one, that's probably one I was maybe trying to reject, but
really, why?
Especially you're a big Alien dude.
I know.
Yeah, because I kind of want those separated.
Really?
You never read the comics, did you?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that's probably why.
This was at the time.
Right.
This in my mind, I'm like, okay, and then he's running in slow motion with Sanaa Lathan and teaming up.
We'll get to that one.
These are things that I'm like, I can't. I don't know if I can get down with it.
Right.
Was way off, way wrong.
You know why though,
loved it.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Paul,
I love it too.
So Paul Anderson, I love what he did on Event Horizon. Uber excited to get the keys to both franchise.
Right.
I remember reading interviews. This guy was like a kid in a candy shop. He oozed excitement, and I think his excitement as a fan drove the movie to his detriment. When I watched it again the other night, this is the one that I watched the least. In fact, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't have much love for it. But hear me out, though. Hear me out.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, right?
Okay, Howard the Duck.
Because when I leave Howard alone, goddammit. But I remember when I first watched it in theaters, dude, I was let down.
Really?
Dude, it was like I was like so let down by it. Now, when I rewatched it again recently, I have a lot of problems. There are problems I do have with it. Like I do. We were talking about the Predator running with the girl.
Right.
That was like
I never liked that.
I was like, is that
Never.
George Clooney with Chris O'Connell? Are we watching Batman Returns again?
Right.
Or I'm sorry, Batman and Robin again?
Right.
The characters were annoying as they were just straight up stupid as fuck.
Right.
I'm
Very
sorry.
2000-y.
Yes, but like in the worst way.
Right.
I love 2000 films, but this is like to his detriment, like the worst things of 2000 films. And they all like, by a miracle, they all had the solution in their fucking heads for everything. Like the one dude, like the Mexican dude. Oh, I've been timing on my watch. It changes every 10 seconds. It's like, dude, the movie.
See, I bought that. I was okay with that part.
Dude, how the fuck did he even calculate? The fucking pyramid shifted one time and he somehow calculated every 10.
I thought it was twice.
No, but the second time he goes, watch, if I'm right in my prediction, it's going to change again. Oops, it changed again. Or the stupid ass little Scottish guy who had to take pictures for his kids so his kids wouldn't think he's boring. And then,
Agreed.
And then the girl, Blade's mom, she's so hot. She gets a pass.
She is Blade's mom, yes.
She's pretty.
Yes.
But She, to me, it reminded when you saw her like climbing the icicles, like
she's all done up. And
she's very Mary Sue. So that's why when people
all Mary Sue.
Well, hold on. When they crap on Predator, when they crap on Prey, which we'll get to, it baffles me because she's super.
I agree.
Mary Sue. All right, go ahead.
But before we go, I agree with you. You know what? You brought up a good fucking point. We're gonna bring that up again. But here's the thing too. It was almost like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. This one dude always showed up. Oh, we don't have a week to wait for, so I'm here waiting for you. Like he somehow magically knew where everybody was at and was waiting for them.
Right.
They're archaeologists. I like to invite you. I like to pay for your services. He was there at everybody like fucking Bosworth from Willy Wonka. Right. Shh, don't tell no one. I'm going to have you come along. Fucking. So here's what's crazy too. And I just picked this up when I watched it. Mm-hmm. It's almost as if Ridley Scott, and I know Ridley Scott hated that movie, right, saw Alien vs. Predator, because if I ever went back to this franchise, I'm going to redo it. And he did. It's called fucking Prometheus.
Right. Which you don't like neither.
Actually, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But he basically watched Prometheus and Alien vs. Predator, same fucking plot. Same disposables. Everyone was a fucking specialist. Right. And they're all had
idiots.
This fascinates me, Vito, that you're ripping this apart because sorry to cut you off, but we'll throw it back to you. Because you like your reputation is
you like everything.
I like everything, right? So the way you're ripping this apart fascinates me because I agree with a lot of what you're saying. But anyways, back at it, sir.
Because here's the thing, dude. I'm a huge fan. I've been waiting for this movie for years. I never thought
14 years.
I never thought we would get this movie. Right. I thought we were limited just to the comic books, right? I felt like it was in some ways a missed opportunity.
Yes.
But let me now circle back around as I mentioned some of my grievances.
What are your positives?
I actually thought the movie's turning point was when the goofy Scottish guy died. I thought that it was well shot. It was terrifying. Like.
Yes.
And that's when the movie started. Here's the thing. I didn't hate the actor. I don't hate the character. I thought the character was goofy. Right. I was sad to see him die. I actually thought he was going to live because it's been so long since I saw the movie. I thought he would have made it, but I was pleasantly surprised. Like the movie had guts to pretty much kill a character that probably deserved to live in any other movie, right? And it was well executed. And then the movie seemed to get better afterwards. It felt like Paul Anderson finally got his voice. Hit his groove. And there was little things I noticed is like, okay, so when they're in a pyramid and everything's moving and it's tight, the tight ducks reminded me of the Nostromo from the first Alien movie. There was a lot of callbacks to the first two Alien movies, which I thought was kind of, even Alien 3 at some point. So whether it be by music or just little things I thought was too much on the nose for my liking. But he did find his groove after the Scottish guy died. And, and again, the Batman and Robin scene with the Predator aside.
That's the worst. That's probably one of the top 3 shit parts of the whole Predator franchise. Them running together. I've
in slow motion.
Then
hated that.
Real quick, then that means, because we're going to circle back to Badlands, then you should have a problem with them teaming up. I'm just saying.
No, I don't have a problem with them teaming up.
Okay.
It's them running together in slow motion with the explosion behind.
I got you. Okay,
so,
sorry.
Go ahead.
But you know what's dope, though, about them teaming up? Here's what people don't get, though. They said too, these were teenager predators trying to make their mark. This is why they go to this battleground. This is for their honor. Right. This is for how they become men, so to speak, in their culture, right? As teenagers, we tend to be a little bit more open and sentimental. So yeah, he felt like a kinship with her. He even marked her with his tribe's identity. They've never really done that, but obviously that means something to them. Right. So he marked her for that and brought her with him. Right. We tend to do that as younger folks. We tend to be harder as we get older, not do that. But when we're younger, we have a little bit more sentiment. So I thought that was a cool thing that they showed, that obviously they have some compassion within them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He didn't see her as her equal, but maybe kind of like a pet.
So this one I saw in the theater with my buddy Albert. Shout out to Albert. And he was like, he said, I'll let you, because he saw it first. And he was like,
same thing, right?
So I watched it, and I was not as hard on it as I thought I would have been.
Was it because of you?
I've always wanted them to be on. It's kind of like the Freddy Jason thing. I've always wanted them. I always wanted to see them, and I was like, okay, same thing with like the original Justice League. I was like, okay, all my characters are on screen. I'm gonna be a little bit more lenient. Oh, and the take-home test on that one was kind of hard, and I give it a pass because the fight scenes between the alien and the Predator, I feel, still hold up.
They do, but they're too brief though.
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
So it's they give you like just a little shot glass of their battles. Like when the alien comes up and they pull him up and they're face to face. I thought that shit was hard, but they gave it away in the trailer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They gave it away in the news when they were talking about, Alien vs. Predator this week open, and they showed that scene. You know what I'm saying? So that scene was already given away.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Just like the Michael Myers and Laurie in Halloween 20 when they're looking at each other through the thing.
Yeah.
Like
They
the big
gave it away.
scene.
That was the big scene. They gave it away.
Okay, I got you.
So, there was an alien that kills them, and it was just fine. It was just a fine movie.
But didn't you want better than?
No, definitely.
I agree.
I
guys.
definitely.
Yeah.
I tolerate it.
Okay.
And
Yes.
like, do I go back? So when I do a Predator, when me and wifey are in the mood to watch Predator, I watch Predator 1 through, let's say, because Killer and Killer's not out. I'll go Predator to the Predator, the 2018, from 87 to 18. I don't watch these with them. I watch them as a side story. So like the original continuity in my mind canon is like Predator until Predator 2018. So 87 to 18, and then I'll watch Alien versus Predator off to the side and Requiem off to the side. I don't watch it with the main continuity.
And I include them with the continuity, and I'll tell
it
you,
fucks it up to me.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because of Prometheus, we know that obviously, was it Weyland or was?
Yeah, it was Weyland.
Okay, Weyland does exist, but in the Alien continuity, much further in the future. He obviously existed in 2004, but I associate that with the Predator. So, to me, I think in the Predators,
you watch it with the Predators. You don't watch it with Alien.
That's correct. Yeah, I don't, because I even think both Ridley Scott dismissed the franchise when he was doing Prometheus, which is fine because that's the father who made Alien along with Dan O'Brien.
Right.
So to me, if the father says it doesn't count,
right,
cool
just
enough.
Like John Carpenter,
but it does count in my mind with the Predators. So and I'm cool with that. Like in the Predators world, the aliens are used.
I don't include them. I have them as their own little side story.
Yeah.
And then I do it that way, and I think it works better.
Okay.
Try it next time you do the marathon. Just try it without Alien versus Predator and Alien versus Predator versus Requiem. It has a better flow.
Oh, I agree. No, to me, okay. And you touched on a good point. I agree with Spawn on this 100%. In fact, the perfect trilogy would be Predator, Predator 2, and Predators. But before we go any further, in my opinion, but because I look at the series as a whole, I don't want to just continue those two movies as little orphans. I could see
they're orphans to me.
Oh, you bastard!
Annie and Bruce Wayne.
Oh, you're horrible, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No. Before we move on to the next one, I do agree. There's a lot of stuff in it. Corny dialogue.
Super corny dialogue.
Saying like the short-haired girl, she played.
The condom and the gun.
Yeah, that's saying, I'm glad you decided to stay. And then everybody listen up when Sanaa. Everyone rounds up, and then the British dude is talking shit to the what is he, Scottish or whatever?
Yeah, the Scottish dude. Yeah.
Laugh it up, and there's a lot of stuff I don't think.
Yeah, the guy with the cuts from Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, but shout out to the one part where he does the knife thing.
Oh yeah,
that was cool. He was kind of like you see like. So you makes you wonder, like, so there's a little bit of Bishop that's transferred over.
Sure.
Like,
sure. Yeah. So great wording there on that. It was.
I tolerate.
It's tolerable, and I watched it a lot when I was editing at the time.
And I watched it a lot because it was the only one that I had. So it was like Predator 2, and then Alien vs. Predator. So I watched that a lot. So now I rarely go back to it.
I kind of feel
today. Getting ready for today is the first time I watched it. I want to say maybe 10 years. And
same
I
here.
own it.
Same here. Yep. Same here. And you know what? Not to get off on a tangent, but I kind of felt like the production took a hit. Like I don't think 20th Century Fox put in a whole lot of money for this. And one scene in particular that stands out is when you see the queen making the eggs. You could tell.
I like that scene though,
dude. You could tell it's a fucking toy, just putting little Easter eggs on there. Like when Ridley Scott did it, or fucking
it was gooey,
or James Cameron, you felt scope. This had no scope, but you could tell it was like watching a Godzilla movie from the 1960s. You could tell it was a miniature. Where I know it was a miniature when James Cameron did it, but he shot it in a way where it showed scope, where it hid the fact that it was a miniature of the things laying the eggs. I was like, come on, this is 2004. I expect better special effects.
No, I agree.
20 years on from 1986, I expected better.
Yeah.
But, I digress. It got better halfway through the movie, and I do like it.
I like
more.
The fight scenes with the aliens. Yes, they should have been way more.
Yes.
What do you think about that little backstory about how they created this the alien, and then just to train their guys? And
I was cool with that because I think it's in line with the comic book, and that's why I don't associate it with the Alien series, because obviously we know they have the engineers of the backstory to that race. So that being said, I will include it because it does give the Yautja history and how they go about becoming boys to men. Because I believe in a lot of Indian cultures, they had certain things, rituals, ceremonies that they would have to go to become rites before when the boys became men. Yeah. For the Predators, it was to fight the alien. Right. So to me, that's why I will include it as part of the series, because it gives that background to how they, that's how they become who they are, I guess.
Yeah. No, I don't include it. I think just watching it by itself, I think it works good. I do love the ending. Yes. Where the alien predator, what did they call it?
The predator
alien or whatever. That part was dope. I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
I knew the minute I heard that it was gonna happen. I said, I bet you anything. The last thing we see before I even, when I saw the trailer, I just knew that we were gonna get an alien predator hybrid.
It was almost like it was expected. Like I was waiting.
This whole movie was expected. Everything was expected. Every kill was expected. I knew everyone was gonna die. I knew a girl was gonna live. I wasn't sure about Weyland. Mm-hmm. That was the only one that I wasn't sure. I thought maybe he'd live because so he could become.
It was kind of what I thought. And I'm with you on that one. It's because he was the biggest movie star, and it's like, it's Weyland. It's like, okay, he's Bishop.
Yeah,
that's a fan favorite.
That's why I thought maybe he'd live. But so I have the unrated version.
So do I.
And then there's an opening scene, and I think it makes the movie doper. Is when the Predators are on Alaska already.
Yep.
That I think that worked a little bit better. So I like when I watched it on Disney Plus, that scene wasn't there.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shit, that's right. I should have watched mine. I should have.
This is why you own physical media, folks.
Exactly.
All right,
all right, let's go to Requiem now.
Hold on, real quick before we go to Requiem. Another scene I thought was similar to fucking Prometheus was when the Queen Alien was coming after the Predator and the girl. Almost similar how the fucking engineer was coming out.
They did that in Aliens with the Queen.
Yeah, but it kind of the way its chase was done, it almost felt reminiscent of the fucking engineer going after the doctor and
Charlize
Theron's character a little bit. I can't help but they walk away thinking Ridley Scott detested this movie so much that if he had to
redo it scene for scene.
I kind of felt that way, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I can see that. Yeah, no, I felt that when I saw Prometheus, which is crazy. Right? I never thought no one ever felt like that. I just little things like that. I'm like,
Right? Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, moving
back to you, Mike.
Moving on, AVP Requiem, 2007, directed by Colin Strauss and Greg Strauss. I'll say this: most people hate it because, of course, the visuals were very dark.
I can't see shit.
And that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I can't hate nothing I can't see.
I got a soft spot for it. I won't vouch for it if that makes any sense, but
I will.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you know he will.
I had a good time with it. Okay. It felt like it should have been maybe on TBS or something.
Yes, very CW, very Halloween Resurrection-ish.
Hey, well,
no, and you're right with some of the teenage characters.
That was for you, Corey. That was for you, brother.
Hey, there's
shout out to Stanky Pants.
No resurrection hate in this house, man. But anyway, I had a good time with it. That kid ended up dying. The star of it.
What?
Yeah, he died. He went on a
shooting range.
He went on a crazy drug kind of thing.
The pizza delivery kid.
He killed someone's cat, and I think he hurt an old woman or something. They jumped off a roof, and I think he died. So I may have the deets wrong on that. But anyways, I didn't have a problem with AVP. I took it, or Requiem. I took it for what it was. Yes, it was shot very dark.
Right.
I don't know that I love the whole hybrid thing. I don't love that. Kind of look the other way on that, but it was okay. What do you guys think?
So I'll go. Let me set this one off. So my problem with Requiem is the bad fucking acting, even over the darkness. Like the acting is so CW, so cheesy. I mean, like you have to have these little subplots going on in order for the story to proceed. People, got to live their life, but it was just like the most soap opera-esque acting. Is just really bad acting. I think even if you had a higher quality, even with that shit dialogue, if you had a higher quality of actor, it would have been charming or been outgoing or something, could have made it work. And then the second thing, you can't see shit. Now, Drum Dums supposedly has a cut where he lightens up the movie and it enhances it.
Is it on YouTube for free?
I don't know.
No, I think it's part of his.
I think you have to send it. But anyway, so the thing I fuck with Requiem is that they have more Alien vs Predator carnage.
Yep.
They have more Alien vs Predator kills. The Predator that's hunting is reminding me of the wolf from Pulp Fiction, where he has to clean up the mess. So I fuck with that. I like him just killing all these aliens. I wasn't crazy about the other aliens kind of towing down to the fucking Alien Predator hybrid. That was kind of corny to me. Like, why are you guys kind of like scared of the?
I like that part because they even in Resurrection they kind of show like there's alphas and betas in that.
Yeah, but you think they would really be scared of it? I don't know. It
you
didn't
know
work
what
for me.
Here's the thing though. I always thought that the Predator alien gave birth to them, so they probably saw the Predator alien as their queen.
Maybe
because remember they only came out after he started impregnating them, right? So similar how the other drones take care of the queen
as their king. You still talking about as their king?
No, because it's she gave birth to them, right?
Yeah, but
remember
she
has
without a king, you can't, the queen's not going to do shit.
Still though, we've never seen a king alien in any of the franchises. Right. We've only seen the queen and the drones. Because even if you look at AVP, when the queen called the drones, they've all sacrificed themselves so they can bleed on the chain so she can get loose. Right. So to me, I felt like the Predator alien made those other aliens when he impregnated people. Mm-hmm. And so they bow down to that one. Mm-hmm. That's just what I took out of that.
This had more of the carnage that I wanted from, it was free. It wasn't just very claustrophobic like Alien versus Predator. Alien versus Predator, you're in a pyramid and it's fucking doing the Rubik's Cube thing. You know what I'm saying? And like, this one was out in the open. But the thing is, it's very bleak and very dark. You said something great. I'm gonna let you say your point again. If you don't remember it, I'll remind you. But right. you had a great point. And it's just very, very dark. And I don't mean just the visuals. I mean like the whole pregnant lady giving birth to the predators, the kid getting it. I mean, the stakes were higher. I just wish we could have saw it better.
This felt like, this felt like more like a horror movie, where I felt like the first movie was kind of like, so the first AVP would be similar to like Dracula meets Frankenstein, like in the 1940s, where this felt like, it felt like Roger Corman.
There you go. That was your point. And when you said that, I was like, that made it better to me.
Roger Corman made this. It felt like a movie made by Roger Corman in 1984, trying to capture the feel of Gremlins, because it was set in a small town America, rural America, that gets overrun by the infestation of aliens. Right. And you know what? I like CW, folks. Spawn doesn't. I love CW shows, so the acting was cool with me. And I'll tell you why.
Well, the guy from Carlito's Way and American Gangster.
Oh, he was dope.
He was fine. He's the only good actor in it.
You know what? I would say.
Else? Oh, and I'm not gonna say Rob Lowe. Is it Rob Lowe's brother or I don't know.
Was it Rob Lowe's brother?
I'm not sure. Like
he kind of. If you see the movie, you know who we're talking about.
I think his last name is Lowe, Lowe. But he died real quick. But other than that, the acting was dog shit in that movie.
Well, I even felt like the Carlito's cousin's acting wasn't like, he didn't go above the CW.
He's good.
I thought it was still CW on his part too. Like I didn't see him channel anything overly dramatic. I just felt like, okay, cool. If this is on Channel 5, I'm set.
Is it John Ortiz? Is that the guy from you're talking about? Morales? He played the cop?
Yeah,
yes.
The sheriff.
Yeah. He's in a lot of shit. Yeah.
No, he's in a lot
of shit. It
was
dope to see.
He's in Silver Linings, that one.
Miami Vice.
But see, I haven't seen him in anything since Carlito's Way at the time I watched the movie. Back in I swear. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, Carlito's brother.
He was in like Fast and the Furious. He was like the villain.
Was he?
Yeah, he was Braga.
See, I didn't recognize him then.
No, all right, I hate to digress, but in Carlito's Way, he's one of the dumbest characters in movie history. He's like,
yes, but he was charming though.
Go get some beer. He's like, oh, there's beer down here. Yo, Quinkea, bro. There's no beer down here, bro.
Just dig a little deeper.
And then it's like, come on, the ice is melted by the time he says, there's no fucking beer down there. Anyway, go ahead.
So fucking
Quinkea.
But so I want to touch on something you brought up about the CW acting. It's why I felt when they died, it was more tragic, because I was like, sometimes you watch. Because
when someone's a good actor, that's when you care about their like when fucking Mac. Go ahead.
I agree, but you know what though? These kids reminded me of any number of CW shows. So when one of them dies, like, oh, that sucked, because they were relatable to TV shows I was watching at the time. If that makes any sense. So like when the girl died.
Oh, Dawson from Dawson's Creek died.
It was sad,
here, bro.
No, but you know what? The one kill that I was surprised at was the chick. I thought she would have lived. The one that he had a crush on. Oh. I think her name was Jessie.
Yeah.
I was like, and the way it was so abrupt and vicious, it was like, yes, but sucked at the same time. Right. Now, as for the darkness, now you guys mentioned the darkness on this one.
I was born in the darkness.
You merely adopted it.
Right.
But fucking what I think that the Strauss brothers are trying to do, I think they're trying to go for natural lighting, similar to what Ridley Scott did in The Duelist, and kind of what he made adjustments for in Alien. I think they're trying to go for that natural darkness, and half the time it doesn't work. I'm not gonna. There were scenes in there where I would have been like, a little bit more lighting would have been needed for this scene. Mm-hmm. Some scenes it worked,
right,
but a lot of them they didn't work, and I get it. They had a vision. Right. They wanted natural lighting. And here's the thing with that movie, you have to watch it in the fucking dark. If you have a light on, good fucking luck in telling me what goes on in the fucking scene, because the light that you have on the house will block it.
Well, let me jump in real quick. So I had the bootleg, right?
Dude.
So this is when
you might as well watch it in fucking Braille then, homie.
So this is when we just became buds. I was like, yo, I got the bootleg. I remember I had that bootleg, and I had the Rambo bootleg. I let you borrow.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then I let Randy, a buddy of ours, Randy Savage, borrow them. So I thought it was just the bootleg that was dark. Until maybe about 2 years later, I got the whole box set. I got it. It was like Predator and Aliens.
Was it the DVDs?
Well, I know it was.
It was DVDs. E buys DVDs.
Yeah. Oh no, this was still DVD time. It was a Blu-ray time. Anyway, so I bought the whole box set. I didn't realize it was dark. I thought it was just my bootleg that was dark. It was the fucking movie was dark. I thought it was my bootleg, so I kind of gave it a pass. Mm-hmm. And then Randy Savage was like, "Oh, I can't see shit." I was like, "Oh, sorry, it's just a shitty bootleg." You know what I'm saying? So that's where it is. Go ahead.
No, but you're right though. If the bootleg was, I can imagine just how much worse it was, because bootlegs aren't the highest quality.
Well, this was a great. My bootlegs were great quality.
Really?
Oh yeah. Remember
okay. Well, I'll
Rambo. Remember Rambo?
You saw? Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Rambo was fucking. Yeah. Rambo was fucking dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I get it. It was probably more of a aesthetic choice by the directors. I get it.
I'm curious to see the Drum Dum's lighter version. I'm very curious to see it, because he had a lot of great ideas. This movie had a lot of great ideas.
Yes.
A lot of the execution was the problem, but I just think the acting and then the darkness is my biggest gripe.
I think it was really just the lighting, because everything was executed. You know what? Okay. Here's my other gripe. Aside from the darkness, mm-hmm. I did think, in the beginning, when the father and son got attacked by the face hugger, I kind of thought the dad's acting was very underwhelming. Like your arm just fell off because of acid, right. and your son's right there in danger. Right. And I felt like was just
so much wasted. Yeah, that could have been a very powerful scene.
Highly underplayed. Like, right. I thought the boy though did a pretty good job, but I thought his death scene came a little too quick to really feel the tragedy of that scene. That being said, though,
what did you think about the nuke at the end?
I fucking loved it, because it was so nihilistic. I was like,
that's what I did.
Dude, it reminded me of Return of the Living Dead. Right. Remember, they're like, I'm going off the script here, but fucking, just look at Return of the Living Dead, 1985, same fucking ending. I loved it, and it's the only thing that makes fucking sense.
Right.
And it proved, and it was cool. It proved the military girl right.
Right.
Because she was like, they contain.
Right.
And I thought that was really dope. And here's the thing. I was rooting for Carlito's cousin, but once again, he made the dumbass decision by saying, hey, you got to trust the government. Yep. And what sad was, it was almost kind of humorous, where they're looking up and all you could hear is the sound of the bomb being dropped.
Yeah.
And boom.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it gets a bad rap.
It does.
But I'm very interested in a lighter version. And if they could ever, even if they did it on 4K and they cleaned it up, I think it might be a winner, because the carnage was better in Alien vs. Predator Requiem than Alien vs. Predator. It wasn't so contained.
I say they might. There's been a few times where a better version of the movie circulated on the bootlegs, and the studios catches wind of it and go, like, hey, let us, like, I know for a fucking not to go off topic here, what's the Brian De Palma movie where it was not Carlito's Way, but it was like
Scarface?
No, Raising Cain, where there was
I love Raising Cain.
Someone did their own edit of the movie, and it proved so popular that Brian De Palma asked that it be done for the Blu-ray release, and it was really cool to see that. So there's still hope that lighter version that Drum Dum did, if it gets a lot of praise and a lot of excitement, they may one day put out an official version of it, which I would like to see.
Me too.
Let's go to Predators 2010, directed by Nimrod Antal.
You set this one off because you saw it in the theater.
All right. I thought this one was fucking dope. I felt like a back to basics. This movie was well acted, well shot.
Great squad.
Again, too, it goes back to, and I think Nimrod and Robert Rodriguez, who produced this and wrote this, he actually admitted that the first time he wrote the screenplay was in 1993 or 1994, and then it kind of just sat around, and then he's always wanted to make it.
Right.
Well, in 2009, he had the clout of who he was to pitch the idea. 20th Century Fox was all for it. So he dusted off the script, freshened it up. hired Nimrod to direct it, and it was, I don't want to say back to basics, but they really showed the love of the first movie by having a great squad. Goes back to the jungle, or did they?
Right.
And it kind of adds to the mythos again of the Predators that they like hot, humid environments. They thrive in that.
Well, they're drawn off heat and conflict. That's their backstory.
Did you guys feel that there were too many nods to the 87?
Yes.
Yes, but not like on the nose though.
Okay.
It was. I'm okay with it. If you're really on the nose, it kind of just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But I was like, but at the same time, a lot of nods, and which is why I don't hold it as high, because there's a lot of too many nods.
Right.
Not in a bad way, but I can't. You know what I mean? I can't put it above Predator 2. That being said, though,
Interesting.
I did like they have a game world, kind of like how we, in certain areas of the world, there are game lands where if you're a game hunter, you're legally allowed to hunt there.
Right.
I thought that was dope. They have a planet for that.
Right.
I liked the Predator dogs they were using for hunting, and I liked how
they bled red, which kind of was weird. I thought they were going to bleed green.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Derek.
I didn't think about that tonight. That's a good fucking point.
Shout out Derek Mears, by the way. He played the OG Predator that was tied up.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Who was Jason in 09.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to
and Swamp Thing. He also played Swamp Thing.
Yes.
Well, you know what was dope too? They also said too, there's more than just one type of species of predator. They have big ones, they have small ones. And I thought, okay, that's cool, because then that shows
like a Civil War thing going on. That
Yeah.
Which I thought was dope. And you know what? What was his name? Adrian Broden or Brody?
Adrian Brody.
He was fucking dope in
I'm
that
good with
one.
him.
People had problems with him. I enjoyed
him.
him.
My only problem with Adrian Brody is his Christian Bale Batman voice.
I thought it was dope.
He's very, blah, blah. But I like him, his acting, the character. I like everything about it. The voice was very
He sold me
Batman.
on that. Okay, I hear you on that, and that makes sense. But he sold me on that. And it was just, you know what was dope? This guy was not an action movie actor. Yet he fucking put in the work to become that.
He got shredded.
Oh, dude.
You know what? And it pissed me off after watching this movie. I never saw him in any other action films afterwards. I would have loved to, because he can act. This dude can really act.
He's a great actor.
So imagine an actor that says, okay, you know what? I really want to do what Schwarzenegger does, but I can actually act. Let me bulk up and bring the best of both worlds. And I regrettably, we never got that afterwards. Yeah. But going back to the movie itself, it was dope. It was fucking, dude. Every type of a
killer.
Yes, I was gonna say, I don't want to say a bad person, but these were not the nicest people you want to be around. Right. Everyone was a killer for a different reason. You had a serial killer. Which
I knew the minute I saw Eric from That 70s Show.
He was dope.
No, he's great. I knew he was gonna be a serial killer. I knew he was gonna be like a Ted Bundy or a Dexter Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Like the minute I saw him, I knew that's what he was.
I was waiting for Red to call him dumbass at some point in the movie. Never happened.
Yeah. Shout out Mahershala Ali.
Oh, he was dope in it too.
Mahershala Ali.
And everybody knew what they were specialized in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even the cartel, like Danny Trejo as the cartel.
He was so dope. Yeah, he was great.
Or fucking the guy who played the Yakuza.
He was my man. He was my favorite character in that movie.
He goes, "Up to your fingers. I talk too much."
Yeah.
And it was cool. Yeah, there's little details like, so his shoes were making sounds in the mud, so then he went barefooted, so you couldn't hear him creep, and he was just following behind him. And they all had their own weapons, and they all had brought a different specialty that they were good at to kill, similar to Dutch's group in the original Predator movie. And it was cool how they were trying to figure out where the fuck are we, and then you see the surprise, they weren't even on Earth.
Yeah, because I like how it was counterclockwise, the water.
And it was cool, little smart hints where even the girl's like, she goes, "What am I looking at?" She puts it in, the leaf goes counterclockwise, and they're like, something's not right, and they go, the sun hasn't, and he goes like, the sun hasn't changed position since we've been here.
Yeah. I saw it in theaters. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Speaking of some of the characters in Topher Grace, I could have done without that. Shout out Topher.
Eric's cool. I like Eric.
Shout out Topher Grace as a person and all that, but his character, he played Topher Grace. Fishburne was incredible.
That's what I was about to get into.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into that one. Okay.
But I would say it was cool,
and I'm going to touch on Fishburne.
I was going to talk about what was good about Topher's character. So they rounded up every type of killer, and I didn't think they would do the serial killer.
I knew it. The minute I saw him and he didn't have any weapons, I was like, oh, I bet you.
He was like the Dexter of the group.
That's what I'm saying. He was like Dexter. Yeah.
And that was dope because we've never seen a serial killer, right? So it was cool how they all had their things and why they were all being gamed. And again, going back to Adrian's character, everybody was smart in what they was, but he was a hunter himself who was looking at it from their perspective, like this is what I would do.
Yeah.
And
he assessed the whole situation like that.
Yes.
He's like, boom, Yakuza, cartel, da. He was just ill. I love that character.
Why'd they pick the girl?
She was the IDF, Israel Defense Military.
Okay.
And she was a sniper.
Okay, I thought her dude was the sniper. They grabbed her. I thought they grabbed her accidentally. Maybe I'm tripping.
I don't know.
Because remember she had a partner that she was the scout for the sniper. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
I have to go back and see, but I thought everyone was picked for a reason, but she was like the only decent human being out of the bunch of them. Like Adrian would be the second decent because again,
he's a hero.
He's not a hero, but he did what he did for money.
Right.
But he wasn't like say someone from like like a serial killer or somebody that was just or like the inmate dude. The guy the actor.
God, he's in everything right now.
Dude,
Goggins is
dude,
the
he
man,
fucking
bro.
killed it as an inmate.
Yeah. He shanked the shit out of the Predator.
That showed me he had heart. When he knew he was gonna die, he jumped up and started going at him hardcore. I was like, that was fucking dope, right?
So it's the best crew, since Predator 87.
I don't know about that one.
Since 87, you don't think so?
I like the Loonies.
Oh, dude. But this is after since 87.
Yeah,
okay.
Since 87, I do agree with you. They were.
But
you know what you felt for. Hold on. You felt for them.
So, you know how we said Bill Duke stole the show?
Yes.
On Predator 87.
Low key
stole the show was Lawrence Fishburne, where he's arguing with himself because he's been on there so long. He's arguing. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him. You know what I'm saying? Don't touch my shit. The scavenger character.
But
and he tries to kill them so he could get all their shit. Like that part was so fucking good. And but he's only on the screen for what, like 15 minutes, and he stole that movie.
But let me go back on that. You brought up a good point, right? Problem was with Fishburne, he reminded me if Mac had lived and went crazy. Like he felt so much like, what if Mac would have went crazy?
I didn't get no Mac vibes from him.
I totally got Mac vibes from him. Even when the way he would whisper and be like, shh, he totally.
Because he was like, you guys are too loud. I smelled you from the minute you got here,
no doubt.
And I heard you the minute you got here.
But his demeanor and the way he talked gave me Bill Duke vibes, and I was like, that was, to me, I felt like that was a cool subliminal callback again to Predator. Like there was no Mac in this group. Larry Fishburne fit the bill, the way his demeanor was, the way he talked, and it felt like, what if Mac went crazy? You'd have Larry Fishburne's character,
and he'd be talking to Blaine,
right? But maybe that was who Blaine he was talking to. Maybe that was his version of Blaine.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And it was, I agree with you.
But he stole that shit, man. He stole it, bro. He's like, he's talking to him and everything, and talking to that whoever that is. He's just looking off to the side, just talking to him. He was just incredible. The whole cast, Trejo, the samurai dude,
your boy Nikolai with the atomic. Your boy Nikolai with the Gatling.
Nikolai, yeah, he's a Oleg something or other. He used to be a wrestler.
Yeah, Oleg
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
so
he wasn't like a real WWF wrestler. He was like in New Japan. He used to do the mixed martial arts.
Still counts though, dude.
Oh yeah. No, he was bad with the fucking minigun. I like that character, Nikolai. These are my kids.
Yeah.
And then fucking and then when he let Nikolai die, Topher let Nikolai die. He took the picture and then used it like most serial killers keep trophies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I just love the premise. At that point, that opening scene where fucking Brody's falling, that was the hardest opening scene in the franchise to me at that point, up to that point.
It was a good way to open up the third movie.
Oh, no, definitely. I didn't expect it. So I didn't see it in the theater. So I bought the Blu-ray the minute it came out, threw it on, and when I saw Brody, I was hooked. The minute you see Adrian Brody falling from the sky, I was hooked. And that one is just, I watched that yesterday, and it gets better. That's why it's like, man, it's just so hard to find a second. Like Predator 1, it's just right is the definitive Predator movie, but there's a lot of ones that are fighting for second.
And again, this one doesn't contradict anything that came before it, but only adds to it. Now we know they have a game world,
right?
And they drop their prey like we would drop anything else.
So,
and if you live, you live, and if you die, you die. And then they have seasons. You go, how long have you been here? I don't know, 10, 12 seasons maybe.
And he goes 7 seasons. No, 10 seasons. Right. No, I like when so in the original Predator, Arnold puts himself in the mud so he can't see him because he's all cool. Mm-hmm. So this one, he fucking lit it up so everything's hot.
Yeah. So he blends in.
So he blends in.
That was
what I'm saying? That was very smart of Adrian.
And the way he's coming in so fast is hitting him. Boom,
yeah,
boom,
because he goes
circling around.
And he made a major point. So like people always want to compare the main guy to Arnold. Arnold's big, bulky, strong. Even Danny Glover's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Brody, when he killed the serial killer, he goes, "I'm quick. That's my specialty."
Yes, that was
and
dope.
then he shows how quick he is when he's just running by the predator and just stabbing the berserker. They call it the berserker predator.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So he's just stabbing the motherfucker, running by him, and it's just dope. I would love to see more of Royce. I would love to see more of Royce.
And that they were supposed to, but again, thank you 20th Century Fox for dropping the fucking ball. Robert Rodriguez and Nimrod were ready to do another one. Adrian was up for it to continue that story
with the girl, right? Because she survived with him.
Yeah, she survived too.
Never got it.
She wasn't a Mary Sue. She worked for everything. She had a bleeding heart. And you know what? The most logical person in this whole fucking franchise is Royce.
Yes.
The minute he's like, okay, well then you leave him. I'm going. I'm doing my own thing. You guys are gonna slow me down anyway. And everything he did there was a reason behind it.
He was right.
He was right.
Okay. 2018, The Predator.
Just watched it this morning.
Directed by Shane Black. I want Hawkins' body found. Same, you know what I mean? Well, you guys go.
This is like the resurrection of the Predator franchise, and I fucking love it.
It's fucking dog shit.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Dude, I thought this shit was, here's the thing. It was funnier than fuck, dude. I could watch this movie whenever, dude. It had like the best one-liners, dude.
No, it did not.
Hey, how do you circumcise a homeless guy? Kick your mom in the jaw.
Boo. You got to give him the crickets on that one. You better give this motherfucker crickets.
Dude, the name of the squad was the Loonies because they all had PSTD.
And I'm cool with that.
Dude,
but the whole movie tried to be funny.
And it was.
No.
It worked. And even the Predator was dope in this one. So the premise of this movie is that everything that came before Predator 2 and 1, they've been keeping track of. Oh, and before, I'm going to jump the... You know what? I'm not going to jump the gun. We're going to go with this. So they've been knowing what's been happening for the past 20 years. Now, there was another...
30 at that point.
30. Thank you.
Yeah.
30 years. There was another Predator visit. It happens during... I guess there was a government operation that happened. They caught wind of it. The soldier went ahead and took the Predator's equipment.
2018.
2018.
I'm sorry.
Took the Predator's equipment, knew it was some shit that shouldn't be around,
right?
Milled it to his house because he knew what was going to happen. They were going to turn him to a patsy because the government came looking for him and locked him up with other guys with PSTD and blew off his story. In the meanwhile, Gary Busey's son, Jake,
plays
the son of the dude from Predator 2.
Which was dope. Keys.
Yes, that was dope.
That's Gary Busey's character Keys. His son is also Keys in The Predator.
And
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. And they have the Predator's helmet and equipment from 1 or 2.
Oh, was it 1? I thought it was just 2.
I thought it was 1 and 2.
I think you're right.
And which kind of contradicts the story because how did that survive the nuclear blast from Predator 1? But I digress.
They might have just found it because
how would it survive a nuclear blast though?
But it's Predator's nuclear blast, so maybe I don't know.
I'm not buying it.
Okay, well then, but 2 I'm good with because he left a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's still there, right? So basically, that's the premise of the movie is they're trying to see what's going on with this one. The Predators themselves, and this is the one thing I did not like.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, real quick. So in Predator 2, he leaves the mask in the butcher shop. Because when he takes off the mask, and he goes, "You are one ugly," and then the Predator wakes up, "Oh, motherfucker."
That was a dope scene.
Stuff like that I wasn't feeling.
So I don't like the callbacks of the whole franchise. I don't need a callback on the franchise. You know me and callback.
But it connects it to it gives it purpose. So it gives it it connects it.
I just think it's stupid. Go ahead.
Well, no, it does.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it does pick up from 2 where the government is aware of these beings now, right?
Okay.
So basically, the whole movie is about the government trying to get this equipment back because they realize this is something that can be used as a weapon.
Right.
The Predators themselves, however, they have a security system. Should something be discovered that's their own, they have, again, going back to AVP Requiem, they do have a wolf they send out there to go ahead and retrieve it.
Right.
In this case, we realize that the race of predators, there's this particular race of predators that are now trying to figure out how to make themselves even better.
Right.
And then you realize that they're taking bits and pieces of everything they've ever caught or killed to inject into themselves to make them a better killer.
Right. That's why they had the human DNA in their DNA.
Yes. And so the movie's really about a group of soldiers. This particular squad of soldiers is called the Loonies is because each one of them has a particular mental disorder that they're going through because of their previous war. They're Iraq veterans. And now they go on the mission to save the main character's son from the Predator himself as well as the government.
Who's autistic.
Which was fucking dope because, again, it shows the son had a unique way of thinking, was able to solve puzzles like no other, and was just highly skilled at that.
Okay.
Come on, that was dope.
You ready?
I'm ready. Fine. Go,
So
I'm ready.
so 20th Century Fox got sold to Disney when? 2021.
Yeah.
So this feels like this feels more like a Disney.
No.
Yes, this seems like a Disney Predator movie where every 5 seconds there's a joke.
Dude, these are offensive jokes, dog.
No, they're not. They're corny and stupid. Like, it's just not funny. And what sucks...
You have a guy with Tourette's saying, "I'm going to eat the main character's wife."
No, he didn't say it to the wife.
Yeah, he did.
He said it to the girl.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Olivia Moon, right?
Yeah, he said it to Thomas Jane said it to her. It wasn't funny. There's none of the jokes land.
Oh, they do. They totally fucking
Okay,
land.
so this is one that I enjoyed in the theater. Saw it in the theater, right?
Oh, she did enjoy it.
I did see it. I know. In the theater. Then it failed the take-home test miserably. Phantom Menace levels of failing the take-home test.
Phantom Menace is an unsung classic, sir.
Dude, it is so bad. The whole thing with the little kids walking with the helmet.
That was ET vibes.
No, it wasn't ET vibes. It was not. You can't. That was Mac and Me vibes. That was not ET vibes.
I've never seen Mac and Me. Was it good?
You'll love it. Believe me. Okay.
It's dog shit. You'll love it.
Dog shit. So Vito will love it. It is one of the worst. It had some good ideas, just like Requiem. It had a good ideas with the whole splicing of the DNA, and they touched on it in Predators, where they said there's like a little civil war going on. So these super predators and the regular predators have some beef going on. Whatever. The dogs were different. They bled green.
Yeah.
So they were actually more predator dogs. I don't know what those species were on Predators because they were red.
I think those dogs were bred because they had dreads. Like the Predator, where
Right.
the dogs and Predators
Right.
didn't have anything. So I
Right.
wonder if these were just part of that.
Right, and they bled green as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it started off good. I was like all in, and I saw like the part where he threw that whatever it was, and he's bleeding on the Predator, and the Predator wakes up. I thought that was fucking hard as fuck. It just started off with so much potential. But the thing is that when you have every 5 minute, everything's a joke, it takes away. So it makes your movie a comedy.
This is what it was. It was an action comedy, which is the first for the series.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. It was fucking brilliant.
No, it was dumb. I think they should have been serious and had everything played serious and just have the loonies, same character, and it would have meant more. It would have been more special if had it just been one person that was funny.
We had 5 prior movies of the same shit. This is fucking dope.
Yeah, but everyone's funny. Then it's ridiculous.
They're funny in their own way. It was hilarious.
Like the part where the room's going down. He goes, "Ooh, is the room stretching?" He goes, "Every time, man."
I fucking love that scene. You don't have to go to. You don't go to Disneyland enough, do you?
If
you're a fan of Disneyland, you would love that fucking joke.
How do you not trip over your own brow? That's how low brow you are.
I watch where I walk.
Okay, there you go. They wasted a lot of like that super predator thing. They wasted that. That
I
could have
thought
been
that was
something
dope.
special. That could have been something special. That whole thing with Keys being the son of the Keys from.
Oh, I love that
2,
callback.
That could have been something special. I think they wasted a lot. There was a lot of opportunity that was wasted in this movie. And had they took the whole movie seriously and let the loonies just be the funny part, it would have had more of an impact. But when everyone's trying to be funny, it just sucked balls.
It's a
Santana.
comedy. It's a comedy, folks. It's supposed to be funny.
Really? I didn't say that. It's a Predator.
It's an action comedy.
So what say you about Olivia Munn jumping on the Predator?
That was whack as fuck, bro.
She's hot though, so she could do whatever.
No. See what I mean? Like, okay, so a lot of times people shit on Prey, which we're gonna get to, because they say she's a Mary Sue. How is she gonna go head up with this Predator? Yet Olivia Munn, who had no training, who is just a scientist, is gonna jump and fucking just like start wheeling away on the Predator
Because she's Olivia Munn. She's
bullshit.
Cyclops from X-Men.
Okay, well,
Right.
well, for me, the Predator. Shout out V, but it wasn't for me, bro. Like I don't even think the jokes landed. If they
Thank
Really?
you.
if they did,
Oh my god!
Vito has the
my heart
sense of
here.
humor
You're
of a
breaking my heart.
6-year-old, bro.
You're breaking my heart.
Vito has the sense of humor of a 6-year-old. These movies, this was 6-year-old humor, bro.
It still works.
I just it didn't. None of that stuff landed for me. Even the look of the Predator and the big Predator and
Yeah, he looked just like he couldn't even walk, bro. Like he just looked so
I
big.
do agree with you on that. Yeah.
The
But maybe that's the point though, for humor reasons. And maybe it was over top for humor reasons.
shout out Shane Black. You know,
He shit the bed. Shane Black shit the bed, bro.
I don't really have
straight
much.
I
else.
thought you did a great job, Shane
Explosive
Black.
diarrhea on the bed.
My heart is so broken. They won't let him do a sequel to that
Oh
one.
no! Don't ever no.
I thought the very end scene with it.
With the fucking robot
Yeah,
thing,
I
that
thought
shit was
that
was
weird.
dope.
Yeah, okay.
No, that was
That was,
whack.
that was like Predator Iron Man.
That
I
was
like,
whack.
Way to go, Tony
We
fucking
already
Starks.
got Iron Man, bro.
I want another one. Marvel owns them now, so they can still make a
Well,
Predator
that's what I'm
Iron
saying.
Man.
This was the Marvel version of the Predator.
No, it was
where
dude,
every
so
5 minutes is a joke.
This was so not a woke
Everything
movie.
was not woke. I'm not talking woke.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
think it was the
talking
Marvel movies are woke?
I'm not talking about woke. I'm talking about comedy. Every second's a joke.
Oh, it
this
was
like
hilarious.
like Thor, Love and Thunder.
Oh, I
this
love
was
that
the
movie.
Love and Thunder. I know you do.
Love and Thunder is a highly underrated,
Under-
highly underappreciated
no,
Marvel
It is dog
movie.
shit, just like the Predator's dog shit. It's not good. The action scenes and the editing is weird.
Yeah.
It's very edited,
Yeah.
very weird. Like it was like rushed.
Because of that was okay. So I can explain the editing on that one. The studio did have a problem with the movie, and I do know that
So
the
do I.
third, that
So-
the third act.
Get in line, motherfuckers.
Oh, here we go. But the third act was heavily altered by the studio.
Really?
So, yeah, the studios did have a hand in this one, and that's why the special effects seem a little uneven on the third act. And this is something I read about online as well. So I do know that the third act was supposed to be not what we got,
Okay.
and that was again the studio jumped in and had some say in that. So
There you go.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Well, hold on.
damn,
I'm not
Mike
done
don't
yet.
even want to talk about it because I goes,
Hold
this
on.
movie sucks so much.
No.
We want to gloss someone over.
I got it. Okay.
Sure.
So they say get to the chopper. He says it. Get to the chopper, and that to me, there's only one person that should say that. And in fucking Requiem, one of the teenage CW actors says, "Get to the chopper."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
they always say it's a staple in all the
no,
Predators
but I'm
movies.
saying it's like you don't need callbacks. I'm just sick of callbacks. No more callbacks.
That's true. I was
bro.
gonna say. I
But-
thought he said it in
Yeah,
Requiem.
and then there's only one cool callback which I co-sign, and we'll get to it. But to me, this is the worst. It seemed like kids playing. It didn't even seem like good dialogue. It seemed like I was
Really?
Yeah,
After
no.
AVP? This is like a masterpiece compared to AVP.
No,
thought-
AVP, same thing. So I tolerate AVP because at least I get predators fighting aliens. You know what I'm saying? But the dialogue, see, I'm a dialogue guy, and you're AVP's dialogue is absolute the drizzling
Atrocious.
shits.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is straight up doo-doo.
AVP or Requiem?
Requiem's too, right there.
No,
They're right there with him.
Requiem is fucking like,
You know what I'm
dude,
saying?
Oscar worthy compared to AVP.
I don't
Like,
know.
you say I have a humor of a 6-year-old, but dude, AVP's dialogue is written by a fucking 6-year-old.
No. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
this one's just really bad. I just watched it earlier this morning, so that's why it's very very fresh. I watched it in the theater. I watched the Blu-ray. Never went back until today, and it's just awful. It's just so bad.
You have a lot of things against this movie, sir. It's not that bad. It's
it is
fucking
that
brilliant.
bad.
It's fucking
not.
great.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's fucking dog shit. Like the little kid
was dope.
kills somebody, and they blame it on the thing. Oh, it's because he was in danger because he got hit.
No,
And
it was play for humor. It was hilarious.
I don't want my Predator movies funny.
Why not?
Why?
The opening, the first 20 minutes of Predator, the one from 87 was hilarious.
Which one?
The very first one.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It took itself seriously. It
But
took
they-
itself
but-
seriously. It had good dialogue between the guys.
Yeah.
Right, which I'm cool with. Again, had they played the movie serious and only the loonies be funny, it would have worked better. But if you got like the wife saying, "You don't know what family you're fucking with," you know what I'm saying, and you got all these corny people with corny lines. The dude from what's that show on ABC? He's a great actor, but he's trying to be cool. He comes
Which one?
off
Which one?
like Dollar Tree Denzel on Training Day.
Oh,
okay,
Trevon-
the one that shot his
He shot himself. Yes,
Trevante Rhodes?
yes. He's
I
a-
liked
Did he
him.
put the cigarette out on his tongue?
No,
Memphis.
he's
Not
dope.
him.
His
Okay.
name was Memphis, right? Memphis.
Nebraska.
Right?
No, Nebraska.
Oh,
Nebraska's
Nebraska.
Oh,
dope.
yeah. Sterling K. Brown. I know what you're talking
Sterling
about.
K. Brown's an amazing actor. He tried to be Denzel's character from Training Day, where he's like chewing gum and like cool and did it.
He was cool to me. I
He
liked
wasn't.
Nebraska.
No, Nebraska's fine. I'm talking about the other dude.
Which one's Nebraska then?
Nebraska's the one that put the cigarette out on his thing. The one that they try to shoot himself.
Okay.
He was the only intriguing character in this. Again, had the Loonies been the only thing that was funny, this movie would have been 20 times better.
But still wouldn't rank high, though. Right? Is that fair? Let's say.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's
this
move
movie
on.
ranks high for me, folks. Let's not get it twisted.
He also co-signs Howard the Duck. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know.
And Garbage Pail Kids. And Vanilla Ice, Cold as Ice.
I
Go
like
ahead.
Cold as Ice.
Shout out
It's been
Cold
a
as
minute
Ice.
since I've seen Garbage Pail Kids.
You
However,
co-signed the shit out of it.
here's the thing. I know you secretly like Howard because you keep
I
bringing
do
him
not.
up.
I do not.
All right, moving
I
on.
own it on
Moving on.
4K, folks.
Let's go.
Fantastic classic.
All right, let's go. Prey 2022, directed by Dan Trachtenberg.
You set it off. I
Yeah.
want Santana.
Well, I saw it once.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I saw it
Just
once,
once?
but I saw it once. I didn't get back to it, and my first inclination was, she's what 70 pounds, 80 pounds,
Right.
and doing her thing out there. But talking to Spawn about it, she didn't necessarily outmuscle this creature, right? It was outsmart this creature. I love the premise of going back to this time. This storyline and everything in the forest, and it's actually like stuff. Deers and bears.
Right.
I'm kind of turning back towards.
Okay.
I'm digging it.
Okay.
I need a rewatch.
Right.
But she
I
did.
definitely recommend a rewatch.
Yeah.
It's it bounces out of my number 2 to 3 spot.
Really?
That's how much
Not
I
even
love
number
it.
one?
I don't love
number 1 is Predator.
It won't
I'm sorry. I ruined it for later. My list.
I don't love the look of the Predator, but go ahead.
I don't like the look of the Predator, but I just love the premise of the movie. I love how I can't remember her name, but she gets her ass kicked throughout the whole movie. She's not a Mary Sue.
By any stretch.
She's not Rey from the Star Wars. She gets her ass kicked by her brother's friends.
Amber Midthunder.
Yeah, but what's the character's name?
Naru.
Naru gets her ass kicked throughout the whole movie. She fails more than she succeeds. She almost
from her mistakes.
She almost dies in fucking quicksand, which as a kid you would think, I used to always think I was going to die in quicksand.
No, that reminded me of the Never Ending Story too.
Right.
When she was in there.
You know what I'm saying? And like she wants to be her brother so bad.
Yes.
She loves her brother. She looks up to her brother who's a badass.
She idolizes her brother.
Yeah. So she wants to. She's not like, oh, girl power. No, she wants to be her older brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people point their finger at this one, saying that she's a Mary Sue, and this girl power and this that. That's bullshit. If you did, that means you didn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if there's fans out there that ride with Halloween 20 and think that Jamie Lee Curtis could with one swipe fucking cut thick ass Michael Myers' head off
She can't.
clean.
I seen it. I bore witness to that event.
But yet have a problem with fucking Naru outsmarting the Predator.
And
That's a fair point.
To me-
That's a fair point. That's fair.
To me, that's more plausible to outsmart your enemy. Not just, I'm 6'5", close to 300 pounds. I would have to chop, then eventually cut off Mike's head.
But
I'm not doing one clean sweep. I don't give a fuck how, you know what I'm saying?
But her doing that, the silver lining is it led to Resurrection, which is one of the greatest.
There's my point.
Exactly.
That's my point. That's why it sucks.
All that woman built up in Jamie Lee Curtis took him out. And here's the thing: they're brother and sister. So who's to say that Lori doesn't have some of Michael's strength?
That's fair point.
Fair. That is family lineage, sir.
So you buy that over Naru outsmarting a Predator?
No, I think she could outsmart. I'm with you on that.
Okay.
I'm with you. Remember, we talked about this. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
This is. Here's the thing too about this one, and
Okay.
this may be a spoiler. And if it's a spoiler, too fucking
Too
fucking bad.
Spoilers anyway. Go ahead.
Here's the thing: like you said, she wanted to be her brother so
pause
bad.
it and then watch it.
She wanted to be her brother so bad. Her brother was the ultimate warrior.
Right.
Her brother sacrificed himself so she could live.
Right.
He sacrificed himself so the tribe could live.
Right.
When she goes, we gotta run. He's like, no, I go no further. We're holding our grounds here.
I love that line. So well done.
He fucking put in work on that motherfucker. Like, he uses speed. Like, the way he kept recycling the arrow, boom, kept shooting at him.
Yep.
Came after him and was fucking him up.
Yeah.
He died for her.
Right.
And here's the thing. The Predator, when they had their final confrontation, he wasn't at full strength. He already
got fucked up by the brother.
Well, the brother put in work.
Yeah.
He went against a bunch of other
French soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's already been through a lot as it is.
Right.
He's not running on full cylinders at this
Right.
point. Where she
studied and she learned from like mistakes, and she knew the fucking jungle. She knew
She was
the
a good
forest.
tracker.
She knew the forest. She knew where to go.
Yes.
She knew everything about it. This was her home turf.
Yep.
It wasn't Arnold in some jungle that he was not familiar with. You know what I mean? This was her home turf.
Exactly.
And then so she saw how the gun part malfunctioned, and she used that against him. It wasn't like she's just throwing hands with him and she's fucking him up.
She's watching this out of fear, frozen in fear. She's watching what her brother's going through. Right. She's watching
with the whole movie. She's just picking up shit.
Well, she's learning. You brought up a good point. She constantly fails throughout the movie, but in life, you learn from your failures.
Right.
She was fucking determined to be like her older brother.
Right.
And at the end of the day, she will never be her older brother.
Right.
But she is her own person.
Right.
And what she needed to accomplish, she finally did. Whatever, I forget what it was that she was supposed to, in order to be a warrior, she had to do to kill a cat.
Right. Yeah,
and her brother said, that was her thing with her brother, goes, she could never do that.
Right.
She finally did. But it wasn't like she did it on her own. She didn't do it on her own, but because of her brother's sacrifice, she was able to see it through. And you know what was dope about this movie? I just love the Indian aspect of it.
Too.
I love just
Native American aspect.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. The native. Well, no, and I mean, there's no derogatory.
No, I know. I'm just busting
to that,
balls.
but I love the stillness of it. I love to see the culture in that.
Right.
I love how they just indulged in that a little bit, so you get to know them a little bit. You get to know a little bit of the culture, and I love to see how.
And it was different. Again, like I say, every one of these movies, their faults, the comedy one, the Alien versus Predator, the super battle, the one where they're on the island. Every one of these movies, that's what makes this franchise offer something different.
And you know what's dope too, UK? I know you didn't like the way the Predator looked, but to me, what I got out of this was, so I'm assuming every game hunter has different weapons that they use depending on what game they're hunting.
Right.
I have to imagine depending on when they're coming to Earth, they will have weapons that's
reflect
kind of
their time.
That at least puts them almost equal to who they're hunting. So if you notice, he still had the future gadgets and stuff, but he didn't want to go full on out. So he kind of had weapons that would kind of be almost comparable to what the Indians were using at that time.
So I thought initially that this took place in their time. So I thought that his tech wasn't going to be as high as it would be, say, in 1987 too.
I thought
so we'll talk about it in Color.
But see, I thought so too. But then if you look at the spaceship, that makes no sense because you realize the spaceship is future tech. Everything has this future tech. I think what they do is, okay, so at this particular time, this is what they have to use to fight with. I'm going to use this instead because he wants it to be somewhat even. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's still going to have the advantage, but he's not going to use rolling guns on people who can't even fire that.
So he wasn't after. So what was he after in this one?
I think he just wanted.
Was he after bears and shit like that?
I think anything around the tribe he was interested in fighting. He fought the animals. He wanted to go against the warriors. So good example, right? They shoot arrows. Notice that he didn't have any bullets. He had what would be considered like little mini spears.
Right.
That would be
which were dope.
Which would be comparable to their arrows. Like he found things that would be comparable to. He didn't have the shoulder cannon. You know what I mean? He used other weapons that would make it more on par with them. And I know what you're saying. Well, maybe he had older tech. No, because if you look at the spaceship, it's still the same.
Yeah, but I mean, even though there's still aliens from another planet, so they have amazing tech. But for them, I thought it would be older tech.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
I initially thought that, but
especially if you look at the mask. The mask is so different. It looks like an older mask, like it's bone or something.
And I think he did that on purpose. I'm glad you brought that up. That looked like a skull, right? So I wonder if that was just so he can blend in a little bit more. He's getting used to the environment.
Okay.
To me, I looked at they pick out their weapons depending on who they're hunting.
Okay.
And that's what I got out of it because even his wristband was different but similar to the other wristbands from other predators. It's just kind of like when you have a different Android phone, right? Using Android phones, you have different makers, different Android phones, and sometimes different same tech, just what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, same tech, but altered differently depending on what he's going to use it for. Does that make sense?
So instead of going there with a Blu-ray, he went with the VHS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like kind of like that. If you're going
to he went analog instead of going digital.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he has that option to do so if he wants to, because again, he didn't have his laser guns. Right. Again, those little spears were comparable to the arrows that Native Americans were using. Again, him pumping into like the French hunters, he didn't calculate for that. They weren't supposed to be there. You know what I mean? At least I don't think they were supposed to be there. Because again, he gets there, he starts off killing a snake.
Because in the timeline, there's a actual timeline. So the timeline starts with killer versus killers, and then I think it's prey, or is prey first? I'm not sure, but
I think prey is.
So it's supposed to be back in that time.
But okay,
so that's why I'm thinking his tech would be older, and I think that's why he has older tech.
Well, it goes like to maybe for better clarity on this one. Like, look at Star Wars. A lot of that tech was already futuristic, but it never really aged. You always use the same shit. I'm thinking for story purposes, the same thing. That Predator's tech is already at a zenith.
Yeah.
They just have different, depending on what they're gaming.
Right.
They will use different weapons, so they don't have an increasingly overabundance of advantage.
Okay.
They're already coming in at an advantage because, like, how we come in at an advantage. We're bigger, we're stronger over what we hunt.
So this is say it.
Chronological?
Yes. Okay, so Predator, Killer of Killers.
So Predator?
Killer of Killers is 1.
Oh.
Prey, 2. Predator, 87.
Okay.
And then Predator 2, 97.
Okay.
AVP, and then Requiem, and then Predators, The Predator, and then Badlands.
Yeah, and they said Predators would be taking place at a far distance after AVP.
So Badlands would be at the bottom of that, huh?
That's the future. So I forgot the director. What's the director's name? Dan
Trachtenberg.
Okay, so he said it's way after Alien Resurrection, not to be confused with Halloween Resurrection.
Shout out Halloween Resurrection.
They both suck. But it's way after that, so he's not
He's
stepping
an
on.
enigma wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in a box.
Yes.
So it's not a. So they're not stepping on any toes. So he put it way out in the future. Alien Badlands, which I'm good with.
When we
Predator
get to Badlands, I have a theory on that too with the Weyland connection.
Okay,
but we'll get to it when we get there. But now this is a great fucking movie, and again, to me, it shows like the predators will prey with weapons that are comparable to what's being used by those who they're hunting.
Right, and I think it's just the way it looks.
It was shot really like
beautiful.
It could even be a challenge too, man. They might just kick them and send them. Who knows what they have? Take what you got. You got to survive with that, or kill. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought about that, but I don't think so because then why would you give him a wristband? They can still do everything else that the other ones do.
That's
I
true.
don't know, I just feel like there was old tech for them. I think it was old tech for the. That's my theory.
Okay, let's move to Predator Killer of Killers, 2025.
You set this one up because I know you Jones on this one hard.
Director Dan Trachtenberg and Joshua Wasung.
So this one is fucking amazing. Sorry, brother.
No worries.
So this one is just it pumps my blood. The opening scene I'm cool with. The Viking chick. So this is the only anthology in the history of the Predator franchise.
Yes.
Again, they're all different, the same. This is animated. So the main what's her name? Ursa. So I'm cool with her. I dig it. So all the people that get mad at Prey, how's she gonna? You got this Amazon. You got this Amazon just whipping a predator's ass.
She's a Viking.
And this Viking chick just whipping this predator's ass. I was cool with it. Out of all the stories, that's the one I like the least. Now, the second story is the one that I like the best. My son,
Illy Dilly,
when he was real young, he said he wanted to see a samurai versus predator movie years ago. And we kind of got it with this. And I love it because their cultures are kind of similar in terms of like honor. So like, when a Bushido or a samurai gets defeated, he kills himself. And then, when the Yautja gets killed, he fucking presses the button.
That's a good fucking... I never thought about that till now. That's a good fucking point.
So that's why the similarities. And I thought we could have... I could have really loved a 2-hour movie just about the Bushido or the ninjutsu or the samurai versus the predator. I think that would have been amazing. But we still got it here, and I'm happy with it. The third part of it... with the pilot, the Latino pilot, I like it. I don't love it. They all have to be different. So I like the fact we get to see the spaceship finally get busy, and we get to see the very Star Wars-esque World War II pilot.
That was dope. That was so dope.
The part where he's climbing on the wing, I don't buy that, and it kind of took me out of it. Same way the Predator when they're on the spaceship and they're holding on to the spaceship. That took me the fuck out of it. The shitty ass The Predator movie. So that this kind of
what a dick.
So this one, same thing, but I like the character. Miguel, I think is the name.
Yeah.
I like the character, the pilot. I love and then how they tie together
the
wraparound story, and I dug that. But it made me wonder if the Predators are time travelers, because how is a Viking from like year 700 or whatever it was
still preserved,
and then the samurai or the Jedi, the Jedis, the ninjutsus or whatever they are, the bushidos, how they're from like the 1800s, and then you got the pilot from the 1940s all together at the same time. So that means that the Yautja, the predators, are time travelers where they could just cherry pick the wars that they're going to invade on. And
I think you're right. I think they are, because notice, like you said, they go wherever they got to go, and yet these people weren't preserved. They were still alive, captured one at a time. Just not instantly, but they got her.
So I didn't like that really.
I thought it was interesting. I was actually, I was cool with that.
It kind of fucks up the timeline for me in my mind canon.
Well, you know what though? Here's the thing. It gives. I think they had to do it because the gun. I think the gun plays a significance in that decision.
We didn't touch about it. So in the gun in Alien 2, they got it in the movie Prey.
Yes. And then again, it was still somewhat featured in the Killers, right? Am I right?
Yeah, because it comes out of the thing. So at the wraparound, the chick gets a big old axe, and then the ninja samurai guy gets a sword.
Oh, and Miguel gets the gun.
And Miguel gets the gun. He's like, what am I gonna do with this? Oh, that's a funny part. See, now a funny part in
here we
Prey,
go again,
which is not funny like the Predator, but Predator when they shoot when they shoot the Predator with their guns, and then they got to stop and they got to fill it up. That part was good. See, that's humor. One little humor.
Real quick. So the timeline, the three stories. The Scandinavia one is 841 A.D.
Okay.
The Japan one was 1609.
See?
And World War II one was 1942. Right. So there's no other explanation that
they have to be
time. They have to be right. Exactly.
I don't like it.
I think that's cool though. Like they have access to different time periods to hunt, which is cool.
Yeah, I think that's corny to me. I like it. I liked it better where it was just like it was like they were on the same timeline as us, but they were advanced because they're alien race, and they were just when they would come to Earth, whatever war was going on. It takes the special. It makes it less special to me.
For me, it's those very same reasons why I do find that special. I think that's a dope aspect. I didn't think about that until you brought it up. I think that's kind of dope, actually.
Does that lend to the maybe their tech doesn't always match up with where they're going then? Or
no, to me, it lends to the theory that they do have tech that, depending who they're fighting, so if they're going to back time travel, they're going to, okay, this weapon here is for this particular time.
So they should be using bullets against. They should have been using bullets against Dutch and his boys then.
He used
Why are they using bullets against?
Because they're hunters. Like gamers
that's interesting. Yeah.
Game hunters don't go in there and want to annihilate.
I think it kind of just fucks up the timeline, bro. I think they should have just kept it simple and not have the wraparound. I believe me, I love it.
Real quick.
I love the fact that they're all together.
Let's see, real quick. There's something that and
then the post credit scene with Dutch.
That was dope.
On what?
On Killers.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that.
So you had to stay a little bit longer, and you see Dutch and
before you even get to that, you get Naru, and then you get Danny Glover's character, Danny.
It's all animation,
not
right?
Danny.
Michael Harrigan,
and then you get Dutch.
Yeah.
And what are they doing?
They're just submitted animation.
Yeah.
So at some point, I think because they survived, they were witnesses. They took them, so they're going to use them for something.
So that's what pisses me off too, is that they won, and Arnold. They say Arnold's the one that told the story in part 2. The only remaining survivor tells the story of this.
Well, there was 2 survivors,
right?
Anna too, right.
But they always bring up Dutch,
right?
And they brought up Dutch in his movie, The Predator, and they always bring up that he's the one that spoke upon it, and then they take him.
See, that
thing pisses me off.
That's a good, that pisses me off too, and that's one thing I didn't understand about Killer of Killers was. All 3 of these cats won, but then you find they're.
I think it's because
I don't like that.
I think it's because they were the champions, so now they're like, okay, now I gotta fight this guy. This guy can rock.
So who puts him out? Because I know in Predators, all the characters were knocked out or something, right? And they ended up on a ship, so they have some kind of power that they can maybe.
Is it possible that going back to Adrian Brody's character, right?
Yeah.
Is it possible they're gonna do the Dutch and them? Same thing with Brody, and they're going to drop on this planet.
I would have liked to see animated.
And they're going to have to animate it because Arnold's too old at this point.
And Danny Glover's way old.
Could you circle back if they did a sequel to Killer of Killers, right?
Yeah.
Going with that, could you circle back and connect it to Predators and drop them down on season 12 and realize, okay, Brody now links up with Dutch, links up with Michael O'Hara. That would be fucking.
I'm all in.
Do this shit.
we came up with it.
Yes.
So check it out.
Let's give us like a finder fee on this shit. if we do it.
So it would be like Predators. All those guys would be there now.
It would be.
Just drop them on that planet.
It would act as a direct sequel to Predators, but also a continuation with the other franchise movies and franchises.
Right, but if they win, are they going to be taken again?
Yeah,
so that's
what's
the thing.
point?
And that just
takes away the specialness of them winning.
Win. I think if you watch Killer of the Killers, I think they were supposed to die and they didn't realize they escaped. I don't think that was part of their plan. And not in terms of the Predators, I think like what the fuck happened. I think the idea was they're supposed to die.
And that's a great point too. In that, how did Dutch speak then if he was taken?
Well,
where did he speak?
Well, because we know in the first movie he was rescued, so at some point they come back and kidnap him because we hear about alien abduction, right?
That's fair.
So could they? So in the world, in the universe where these predators exist in, could they be the reason why you hear about alien abductions? Are they doing the abducting?
Yes. And I'm good with that, but I just don't like it. I think that it takes away the specialness of them winning. Just like Alien 3, when they kill Newt and Hicks or whatever.
Yeah, what's that?
You know what I'm saying? That pisses me off because it just took away that win.
Had they lived,
took away that win, and it took away this. Killer of Killers takes away the win of Predator 87. It takes the win away from Danny Glover in Predator 2. It takes away the win of Naru. I don't think it takes away the win. I think they're gonna fight again. They're gonna get a chance to. But it takes away the specialness of it, bro.
Yeah.
They won round 1. Now they have to go for round 2.
I love Killer of Killers, and I like the fact that it's a connected universe. It just kills it.
Hey, Rocky didn't win in the first one, but he won us in our hearts, and so he got to redeem himself in Rocky 2.
To be fair, though, in all these sequels, we've never seen a guy return to the next movie. So, but yeah, I don't know that I like that. I mean,
but maybe that's their way of trying to get back, to bring back Dutch because it was a lost opportunity that Schwarzenegger
that'd be dope to have it. Yeah, people
liked Michael O'Hara, and it's like. We have Predators. Can we get some of these cool people and bring them back as an ensemble?
And I'm cool with that.
I enjoy
the animated form. I don't know, dude.
You know what's dope about it? So correct me if I'm wrong. The guy who directed Prey in Badlands directed the animated movie, right? He directed it as if he's directing it with live action, and I read some things about it. He,
Predator King was ill, bro.
I was gonna say he embraced the animated aspect.
No, he was the main guy.
You're talking about the end?
I was gonna say. He directed like a live action movie, but he embraced the animated medium of it at the right scenes when it made sense to indulge in that. But overall, I felt like he could have shot that live action. And he said,
especially the samurai.
And he goes, some things look better animated than live action. And it felt like the scenes that would look better animated, he kind of indulged in a little bit, but not too much.
I like his head chopping. Yeah. I think Killer of Killers was dope. I thought it was very brutal, man. A lot of heads flying off.
Hell yeah.
Very bloody. Yes. I don't know that you could make that. Maybe you could.
No, well, here's the thing. I like how he said, there's some things that look better animated than they do in live action. And I liked how that sounds like someone who watches film and appreciates each medium has its own strength and weaknesses.
I just felt like, because in the opening of Killer of Killers, right, it says, is a creed, right? How do you say it? Yautja?
Yautja.
Yautja creed. Go forth among the stars and seek only the strongest prey. They shall be your trophy. Become the Killer of Killers, which to me goes against Badlands. Yeah. But anyways,
we'll get to
Killer of Killers was dope.
Killer of Killers super dope. I've watched it a gang of times. I just have my problem is the timeline and it killing the specialness of the Predator. It kills the specialness of Predator 2 and Prey. I just think that is. I love I'm all about joint universes. I'm a comic book guy. I love all that shit. I love when they bring back characters from other the
callbacks.
The callbacks. Yeah. Except when they say callbacks. I like when you bring a character back. I don't like when you say callbacks. But I just kind of wish they didn't.
I would say, what's funny though? I'm with you.
Even though I went nuts when I saw Dutch and Danny Glover, and I heard that they were in there, and I got chills when I heard the music, and I'm like, oh shit, and you know what I'm saying? But I still think I'd rather not.
But I was gonna jump in there and say, you know what? That was funny. You mentioned about the opening story. I felt the same way. The opening story was my least favorite story.
Mine too.
But I liked her as a character. I liked her as a character.
I didn't like her as a character. Way more
than her story. The samurai story was dope. It was two friends as brothers, and the fact his friend came back, didn't want to kill him, but wanted to leave the same mark. Like, hey,
no, that was his brother.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
they
they
were
were brothers.
friends.
No, they were brothers. That was their dad that was pitting them against each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
that was dope that he went back and they still, you know what I mean? They still had that
And
love.
he goes like this, look at this the scar, and you know what I'm saying, and then he matched it. That shit was hard, bro.
That communicated the deep love those two have for
That
each
should have
other.
been a live action movie.
Yeah. You know, even when at the end that third story there where
That was my favorite one.
where
that was
Ursa,
mine.
That
the
was
samurai. I'm sorry.
The
World War II?
aviator.
Well, what was the whenever they pitted against each other?
That was the samurai one. The middle.
Okay,
story.
Okay, so what was the one where the samurai was trying to work with Ursa to work
That
together?
was the
That was a wraparound.
So the wraparound.
Yeah, I didn't like
Ursa
I don't like her.
irritated me.
I don't like her.
I liked
Irritated
her.
me on that just because she wouldn't cooperate.
Yeah.
Trying to beat this guy. Got
I
to team
hear
up
you,
together.
but you know what made it work was Miguel. He was the
Miguel was dope.
He to me made that scene work. Now, if he wasn't in there, I probably would be like you. I would not agree with her as a character.
Right.
But I think because of him,
Yeah.
helped me
He had
make
heart.
me like her.
He had heart.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that heart made me like her. You know what I mean? Because she came around at the end.
Right.
She did, because she sacrificed herself for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's because of Miguel.
And she says, "Don't avenge me," because her father said,
Yes.
"Avenge me." That shit was hard.
Because he was going to
It's
Vikings
all
wanted.
about vengeance, and
Well,
she
not
just
only
got
that-
consumed with it.
Vikings believe if they die in battle, they go to Valhalla. That's
Right.
their heaven. And that's what she wanted. Because she wanted to be with her son. Her son died in battle, so she knows to be with her son, she needs to die in battle to go back to him in Valhalla, where he'll be waiting for her.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, no, that was amazing. I watched that a lot. Since it came out, July or whatever, I think I've watched it like 6-7 times. I watched it with my pops. I watch it just
if
to
you
watch
come
it.
over with E, you
I'll
can
throw
watch it
that
with
shit
him
on. I
too.
would throw that shit on.
Yeah.
With every visit, you get a free watching.
All right, let's we'll move on to the final one, which is
right.
2025 Predator Badlands, directed by Dan Trachtenberg.
Go ahead,
Again,
Vito.
what
No, I'll
you
let
got?
you say that. I'm gonna let you say that.
Go ahead.
All right, so me, I'd love this one. Again, all different. The foundation was laid by 87, but this was the first time we saw the view of the Predator. And I
Yes.
think that this opening scene where the runt of the litter, so basically what it is that the runt of the litter is not gonna cut it. So the dad's like, yo, get rid of this kid. He's not one of us. You know, he's a piece of shit, whatever. So the older brother who loves his younger brother, he was saved by his younger brother once upon a time.
Yes, and so he owed him for that.
He owed him. Says no, give him the chance, let him go do his big hunt. And the dad's like, he's worthless, he's not gonna amount to shit, basically.
Yeah.
And there's this amazing fucking fight scene between the dad Predator and the older brother Predator to save the younger brother Predator.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the illest fight scenes. I got chills right now thinking about it. It
Really?
was just so. Oh yeah, dude, that shit was hard with the lightsabers.
You
or
know
whatever.
what was hard? Because it was, that was his father, and the father just was this.
But we never had that in an opening scene where two
I agree.
predators are battling each other. One we did on the shitty movie that Vito likes. One was 10 feet
Oh,
tall,
fuck you.
and the other one was like 7 foot. It just looked ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And,
What a dick.
You know what I mean?
Catching strays over there.
But I think it's one of the strongest openings. And then when you see him land, and then the opening crawl comes up and it says Predator.
That was
Badlands,
dope.
That
was
shit
dope.
So ill. And then he lost all his weaponry. It's just, and then when he lands on the planet, and like he is just over his head. You know what I'm saying? And we finally get to see vulnerability of the Predator, which we've never got.
But he was still resilient in that. Like, he still.
Well, yeah.
He was like, he still took that challenge head on.
So then like I know a lot of people probably were annoyed with the Weyland Yutani android. What was her name?
Was it Thea?
Thea.
Thea.
I liked her.
No, I was happy with it. There's nothing I don't like
I
about.
think it was Thea and Thelma. Am I correct on that?
No, I thought Thea was the oldest one, the mean one.
No, Thea was the one that wouldn't show up.
I thought it was a Thea and Tessa. Was that right?
Yes.
So Tesla was the badass, right?
No,
Yeah.
Tesla was the meaner of the two
Okay.
sisters.
Okay. So Thea, and I was okay with her. She didn't annoy me. She was fine. I thought she was. I love the fact that she was a Weyland Yutani. So
Yes.
now, hopefully, we'll get a proper Alien versus
I
Predator.
agree.
One that lives up to the history and the prestige of these two franchises. We finally get that good fucking meaty, just carnage between Alien versus Predator. Hopefully, knocking on wood.
Well, you know what's dope though was we finally seen these androids actually built for action. Like, what would a Weyland Yutani android? Because we've always seen them in the comic books.
Right,
They put it
yeah.
in work, right?
Right.
This is the first time we've seen put in work in a movie. Now, again, there was no aliens in this one, but it went against the Predator, which is even more dope to see them fuck things up.
Yeah, because they knew of the Yautja.
Yes.
And so like she knew, and I like, I don't know, it just worked for me. I love the so I'm gonna digress real briefly. So Alien Earth had all kinds of new monster species in Alien Earth, right? That were intriguing, that were just as deadly as the Xenomorph, right? And then the same thing with this Predator Badlands. He was around all these weird monsters that he never came across, that we've never, as fans, came across. So it was something new. And then, he comes across like this little, like, almost like a Grogu type thing. Gave me that part, and I admit it gave me Mandalorian vibes with the little monster.
I can see that.
But I think all in all, the action on it, incredible. I think the fact that he lost all his weapons and he had to fucking like live off the gland like John Rambo, and he's wrapping himself around the fucking snake weapon and using his surroundings.
That was dope, right?
As his weapon.
That was almost like a reversal of the original Predator movie.
Exactly.
Where he flipped it.
And
it was dope when, like you said, instead of his cannon, he had that snake that spit acid.
Yes.
And he was like, when she told him, you get further with honey than you do with vinegar. And he learned from what she was telling him. And he started to...
And it was almost like Naru, where he kept getting himself in these situations. Yeah. And he kept failing and fucking up and everything. And then he just... It made him complete when it was time to fucking wreck shop and save his friend. And he found his own tribe, which... Some people think it's corny. I'm cool with it.
I thought that was fucking mad dope. Yeah. Okay, so and it kind of correct. I was gonna say it kind of correct. So we have our grievances with AVP with the whole Batman Robin thing when the Predator's running with the girl, right? Yes. I think they got it right on this one where
I agree with
where the android he adopts her because they realize she's a lot more to him. You know what I mean? He goes back and saves her, and it was cool. I know you got the Grogu vibes, but with the end scene, I almost got like fucking Guardians of the Galaxy Groot vibes because he's now
there you
bigger.
go. Yeah.
But it was dope. There's a lot to say in this one. It was dope to see the Weyland-Yutani connection. It was dope to see the androids how they were, and it was dope that they gave them personalities this time. See, they've always had that issue with the personalities. Now this is taking years in the future, right?
Right. To me, he said he didn't want to step on anybody's toes, and I think that's what they should have went with Romulus. And they should have went with Alien Earth, but go ahead.
Sorry. Is it possible that humans no longer are alive? We're extinct. Is the only thing remains of us is the Weyland-Yutani androids because mothers still exist.
Right.
There are for the first time, there are no humans, only androids. Is it possible that we're extinct and only the Weyland-Yutani androids exist through the mother programming?
Possible. Maybe. Very possible.
Because why is it with the mother goes, we gave you personality so you can manipulate others. That's a human trait. Why can we never thought about doing that first? That makes you, and it was only mother's programming that did that.
Right.
So to me, I would love to see, even if they don't do a full-on Alien versus Predator connection, I would love to see the Alien versus Predator if it was just the Weyland-Yutani Predators. Right. I mean, androids versus the Predators. That would be fucking dope. Like they go to the Predators' home planet. Like, hey, guess what? We can track Tia. We see you're over there. We're sending some androids over there. We want your resources.
Right.
Because they're going off of the same directive that Mother always had. Collect. That was the last part.
Right, and that's what I liked about Alien Earth. Side note, but yeah.
Do you think do you think this?
Absolutely. About collecting the.
So Badlands could it connect with Alien Earth?
They have a similar thing about where they're collecting the different species.
So maybe
but I just wish that again, and I'm digressing, but I wish Alien Earth had taken place way years later. But I thought this one was fun. I had a good time with it. I was kind of nervous we were going to get Alien. I'm sorry, we were going to get the Predator again too.
I would have loved that. I'm still waiting. Sean Black. I'm still waiting for that sequel.
I was on the fence about the Predator's look.
His face reminded
Drek. I was very.
I'm sorry, Dick.
You don't think the variety of all the
I do
because it gives greetings like, hey, not every animal looks the same. So
absolutely, and I think that works because some of the predators were so bulky in Alien versus Predator.
But even the faces, though, like I like each predator's face shows they're a different living being.
Right, and I didn't like that at first. Now I'm cool with it. There's like a chart that's out there that maybe you can look up and insert of the different predator looks, and I dig it. I don't know. I had a good time with it. Now right now, I just saw it, so it's got to pass the take-home test. Maybe if we do a follow-up a year from now, 5 years from now, 2 years from now, I might hate it. But as of
When
right
the next
now,
one comes out, we'll do the follow-up.
as of right now, I love it. I think Predator, Badland, super dope.
Yeah.
So I dig it. I'll watch it. I can't wait to watch it again.
You know what was dope?
No, you didn't like it.
Well, I was gonna say, hold on.
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, you know what's dope? Because you brought up the father. Okay, so obviously in real life, animals do not care for if there's a small runt or a sickling.
They have the culling.
They will kill off the weakest one, and I thought that was interesting. The predators do the same thing,
and it makes sense for that species.
Yeah, it absolutely does, and I thought that was a cool little aspect that I thought was intriguing. That, again, doesn't contradict anything that came before, but again adds to the mythos, and I thought that was really cool. And then when you talk about humor, you didn't think it was funny when they go, "Who's that?" at the very end? Well, that's my mother, and she's coming in an even bigger badass ship.
That part was just cool. You know what I'm saying? We've never seen a female predator, so I'm curious.
That would be cool.
I'm more curious than I am ooh. I'm still on the fence on that last part.
I would like to see a female predator.
So
that was an awkward moment of silence, folks.
Because I was waiting a dirty joke for you to insert.
No, I was being polite.
Oh, okay, wow.
No, you know what I'm just gonna say. I'm not gonna try to walk around this one.
Oh no!
I had a fun time with it. It was a good ride. It just was not a Predator movie to me. I know that mantra I read. They also had something like that in the beginning of this one. It was like a mantra about prey and things like that.
Right.
It felt very Mandalorian-ish to me. To piggyback what you said, a lot of things going on. The Predator, to me, the face, it kind of reminded me of like a 6-scale figure type of face. I didn't love the look of it, but I can appreciate the.
Is it because you think he might be because he's younger, so he doesn't have a lot of?
That's
scars?
That's what I took.
That's
like he's
that's
kind of
fair.
His baby face is because again
That's fair.
He doesn't have the full dreads yet.
That's fair.
He hasn't had the scar. He hasn't had the scars of the trophies yet because he still had to go through this test.
I just don't like the teaming up of things. And this dates back to like TV shows I used to love. I hated when my favorite characters would get like a girlfriend or a wife, or a girlfriend or a wife. Yeah. It takes away that mystery. I don't really. I like the Predator to have some kind of mystique or mystery with me.
But they're all different predators too.
That's true too.
So that's the thing. It's not
like the human race, right? Yeah.
There's like different people. They're not going to always be like, let's say, like the Clint Eastwood mysterious guy from
That's
nowhere.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, I get it.
But I get it. Like we talked about it in the Halloween. Like I want the mystique. I don't want to know what that he had a shitty childhood. I like it seeing his parents in suits and having a good childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so,
but past that, very like you said with the callous and the callous child, and they're going face to face, and that's cool. And like you said, every being is different, right? It felt very, I don't know, Disney-ish kind of.
I can see that.
Yeah, but
the Predator felt more Disney to me. But
yeah,
go ahead.
Okay, I didn't hate it.
I can see that.
I didn't hate it. I don't know that I'd purchase it, but I'd probably watch it if it's on. But it, like I said, a fun ride, almost like a sci-fi adventure or something. It just to me wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, so definitely not going to shit on it. It was definitely different. We need to have something different.
And it was it was made for like $100 million, which is pretty much
is that right?
Not expensive in these days, right? So
seems like a lot
it's
more.
Turning out a profit and showing that when money used wisely, you can put out some great things.
And someone loves the product because the director loves the product. And this loves the franchise.
And this was a big. To me, I felt like this was a big movie.
Yeah,
a lot of special effects, and I loved how the whole movie was in his language. Like so, to make it audible for everybody, she goes, "I'm gonna do this thing, so no matter who you are, you're gonna hear what sounds like your language when I talk."
That was a trip.
So that was cool.
I dug that.
So for the for the audience in theaters, okay, we're human, we speak English.
Right.
We're gonna hear what she says in English.
Right.
Where the Predator is hearing what she would speak.
Yeah,
If he was speaking, was it called the Yahoo or Yatu or
Yautja?
Yautja, right?
She didn't bug me the way she bugged a lot of people. I mean,
I thought she was cool.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't hilarious to me, but I get it. You know what I mean?
To me, that was the first.
She was very charming, cute little character. And again, it felt very Mandalorian.
Correct.
So
she was probably my favorite android next to Bishop from Aliens. That was likable.
Really?
Who else we got? We got
David
from Romulus.
David and Prometheus, and
but here's the thing. David is charming, but he's the bad guy. And then you have
and
then you have the other guy from Romulus. He was cool. I liked him, charming as well. But I think
Romulus one was kind of weak.
I liked him actually.
Nah, he seemed more autistic than.
Dude, no, it was his programming, dog.
Yeah. But no, I like the villains. The first one that the guy from The Hobbit played. What's his name?
The Hobbit. What are you talking about?
The guy who played The Hobbit played the first synth in Alien 1979.
Oh, I am Holmes. I am Holmes.
Yeah. Well,
he was dope.
What was his character's name in the original Alien?
He was
Is it Ash?
Ash.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm all about Ash Bishop. You know.
But see, all those with the one from Romulus, he became schizophrenic because the programming corrupted who his personality was. Ash was against us. Dave was against us.
Right.
Bishop was really our comrade. You know what I mean? He looked out for us, and I felt like Thea was looking out for the Predator. So that's why I make that similar.
I got you.
That's
in
why
terms
I see
of
that.
a hero.
So let's
Sorry.
let's do a ranking.
Okay.
Just because we're over 2 hours and I
Okay.
don't know how these.
Yeah.
Are,
All right.
So
Set
we'll
it
scratch all
I'll
that.
set it off. So let me go from my favorite to my least favorite because I like them all.
Okay.
So my favorite, this spot is shared. Predator from '87 and Prey. My top favorites. Like
Nice.
Tied for part one.
yeah,
Wow.
Prey. I'll put Prey next to part one because it's just watching the Native Americans
Right.
in their environment, and it tells a little bit of their story.
Right.
It draws me in.
I'm
all
not
the
mad
time.
at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just surprised.
It draws me in, and it's
I'm not mad at that at all.
their story is just as good as Predator 1.
Okay.
Now going for
And it's unique.
Yeah, exactly. Very fucking unique. Now, missing the number one spot, and by the slightest margin, Predator 2. And again, how I'm gauging this is the need to want to rewatch it, and I almost was going to put Predator 2 next to Predator 1 in number one spot, but when I saw Predator 1, I can watch it over and over again. And Predator 2, I can watch over and again, but not as much as Predator 1. Like, I could probably watch Predator. I can watch Predator and Prey, and then put it back and put it on the background as I'm reading or doing something.
Right. Clean the house.
Yes. Predator 2, I want to see it again, but I can't put it on the background.
Okay.
And then after Predator 2, still sharing the number 2 spot is going to be Badlands and Killer of Killers.
Wow.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. So one is tied. So you have 2 tied for number 1, and you have 3 tied for number 2.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go, and then for number 3, I got 2 ties for number 3.
Okay.
Predators and the Predator.
Okay.
I like them both, and again, too, because I can see those back to back too, but not as fast as I would with Predator 2.
Okay.
Badlands or Killers of Killers,
All right.
and definitely not as fast as I would with Predator or Prey.
Okay.
And then my number 4th spot would be AVP Requiem.
Okay.
I think it's a great movie, but the Achilles heels is the lighting.
Okay.
I'm good with the CW aspect of
Okay.
it, but the lighting, I have to take away some points from that.
Okay.
And then my least favorite, but upon the recent viewing, I'm starting to like it a little bit more, is AVP from 2004.
Okay. All right. So mine, I'm gonna start from the bottom, the absolute bottom, the drizzling.
Why are you emphasizing the bottom,
The
dog?
bottom.
Come on, dude.
Is the Predator from 2009. I think it's just the silliest batch of shit ever. A lot of good ideas, but just dog shit. Then I'm gonna go with man, because I loved Alien versus Predator for a long time, but based on this last viewing, I'm gonna put it above at number 8 because of how the people this time bugged me. The
2004 one or
yeah, the
Requiem?
2004 one.
Okay.
The reason why I'm going to put Requiem over AVP is because the carnage and the fighting and the insanity is what I really wanted from Alien versus Predator. So I'm going to put Requiem higher than Alien versus Predator.
That's a fair point.
Now, so that was
Number 8.
9, 8.
Number 7.
Okay, so this is number 6, right?
No, this is going to be number 7 because you did 9. So 9.
So
was
9 was the Predator. 8 was AVP. 7 was Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then number 6. Now 6 on I love, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go killer versus killers just because of the whole them being time travelers thing. I'm still on the fence with, and I'm not
you've
very
seen this
happy.
movie like 6 times though.
I know that.
I know that.
And plus, it's animated, so that's another reason why I love it. I love it. Again, 6 on, I love. So I'm gonna put that for right now, and I'm gonna put after that. I'm gonna do Badlands as number 5,
okay, because
I haven't done the take home test. The take home test is crucial. You could have a good time in the theater, the audience, the ambiance, popcorn, all that shit. But when you get it at home and you could dissect it, it becomes a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the 5 spot, which I love Badlands, and it hurts me to put it there, but I'm gonna put Badlands at the number 4 spot. This hurts me to put it at the number 4 spot, but I don't do ties. So number 4.
Look at this. Are you throwing darts my way, motherfucker?
Catching strays over there.
Right?
Man.
So it's going to be Predator 2, which I fucking love, and it hurts me to put it there, but I'm going to do Predator 2 at the number 4 spot.
Okay.
Number 3, The Predators. I just watched it last night. I don't know if it's because it's fresh in my mind. I just love the whole ensemble cast.
Predator,
excuse me.
Adrian Brody, right?
Yeah, Adrian Brody, sorry. The whole ensemble cast. It is kind of Predator 3, but anyway.
Yeah, it is.
The whole ensemble cast: Adrian Brody, Danny Trejo, Walter Goggins, Lawrence Fishburne. I just love the whole squad. I love the whole premise. That one is a very high number 3. My number 2 is Prey. I love Prey. I've watched Prey just as many times as I've watched Killer Killers. But yeah, I'm gonna go Prey number 2. And there's no topping. That will never be no topping. The Predator for 1987. In the number, rightfully so, the number 1 spot. The Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger at his apex. Bill Duke, Jesse Ventura. The classic lines, you son of a bitch. Kill me, what are you waiting for? Get to the chopper. I mean, there's just, geez, you got a big pussy. Geez, you got a big pussy. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many classic lines from one of the greatest movies of all times.
Don't forget Sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes, that too.
Classic.
I Ain't Got Time to Bleed. That was Jesse Ventura's book name.
Sure.
I Ain't Got Time to Bleed.
Yeah.
That was one of his, You Got Time to Duck. I mean, just so many, you don't feel no man. You know what I'm saying? Just so many dark.
Classic laugh. Yeah.
Anytime.
Yep.
Anytime. So, Santana.
Cool, man. So here we go. This could change, but this is how I'm feeling right now.
Sorry.
So at the bottom of the barrel is going to be The Predator.
Say that again.
The Predator. Sorry, V. Shout out, V. My
My
resurrection brother. I get it.
I just wanted to hear
I'm feeling betrayed right now.
Yeah. Well, Spawn's throwing strays at you, man.
Right?
No, I'm just throwing right at him, brother. Go ahead.
All right. So 8, I'm going to go AVP 2 Requiem.
Okay.
7 is going to be Badlands.
Mhm.
6, Prey.
Okay.
5, AVP.
All right.
Coming in at 4 will be Predator 2.
Okay.
And, I'm just coming off of Killer of Killers, so I'm kind of high on it right now.
Yeah.
So it's coming in at a strong 3
I ain't mad at
for
that.
me. You know what I mean?
I'm
If
not
we're
mad at
counting
that.
animation, right?
No,
We're
yeah,
counting
yeah,
animation.
Yeah, we count animation.
No,
I'm not mad at it.
It's animated, but it's still a movie. It's still
It's
Sure.
still ill.
Yeah. Number 2 is going to be Predators.
Rightfully
And
so.
it kind of pains me to drop Predator 2 kind of below that. Predator 2 is
pains
dope.
me as well, my
You
brother.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Danny Glover.
Yeah.
He's looking at you right
Yeah.
now.
He's
He
pissed.
said you're getting too old for this shit.
Hell yeah. All right. And then, of course, number 1, did I get to 2? Yeah, number 2 is Predators, and then 1 is, like you said, you can't
Rightfully
top
so.
it. Predator.
They can't top it. It'll
1987,
never be
so-
better. I'm curious to see where the franchise is going. I'm very happy with the director. I know some people are not happy with it. I am very happy with it.
Shout out to Stinks.
I was just in general.
Yeah.
A lot of people are hating on it. Again, the take-home test is going to be the tale. They'll tell the tale. But yeah, I love the franchise. I'm curious to see where it goes. It's always captured my imagination. There's Batman versus Predator from the 90s, which is great comics. Now Marvel has it, and they did Predator versus Wolverine and all.
I look pretty dope, by the way.
Oh yeah, my son co-signs it. So there's so much you could do with the character. I just look forward to see what's next.
All right. So,
Agreed.
hey, I appreciate it again, fellas. We covered this
Santana.
franchise, and we'll move on to the next shortly.
Alien, Nightmare on Elm Street still to come.
Yeah.
Alien franchise still to come.
We got a lot more shit in the bag, folks.
Yes,
so
sir.
be on the lookout for it.
Yep.
Peace out, motherfuckers. Till next time.